found TonyBasilio.com, home of the Tony Basilio Show. In just a few minutes, we'll be right with you with another award-winning, action-packed edition of your Tony Basilio Show. You found Radio Free Tennessee. Your Tony Basilio Show will begin momentarily. Keep it locked in right here at TonyBasilio.com and on your Tony Basilio app. And hey, do us a favor. Spread the word. Another award-winning, thought-provoking, action-packed edition of the Tony Basilio Show is coming up next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com, home of the Tony Basilio Show. You found the Tony Basilio stream at TonyBasilio.com or on your smartphone or tablet. Another thrilling, chilling, and sometimes spilling edition of the Basilio Show is on the way next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340 WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
I'll tell you this right now. I'm pretty pumped. 865-200-5402 is the numero uno. That's not it. It's the thick black cord that was sitting right up here. We got a lot to get to today. Laura and I were fooling around the studio yesterday while you were celebrating, so we were making some alterations in the studio. We're getting ready to put a new board in here, and life is expensive in these parts. But we're happy New Year to you, happy New You to you, happy New Year and New You and all that good stuff. And let's get to the Portal Mania first. Before we do, Bino, Jeff, and Bry, happy New Year to you guys.
Happy New Year, Tony.
Yeah, man. Hey,
great to be on here another year with you.
Hey, we're pumped.
Howdy, toddy, Basilio.
I'll say this. The reports that Lane Kiffin profited off what that team did last night is kind of gross. But, man, I really am thrilled beyond belief at yesterday in the playoffs. That could not have gone. I mean, that couldn't have been a better day. The first game was kind of a snoozer. But even at the first game, Texas Tech tried to buy a championship. They couldn't do it. I think the entire world right now is cheering for an Ole Miss Indiana final. Why not? Let's do that thing, right? Or do they play each other? Do they play each other, Bri?
No, they don't.
No, they're on the opposite sides of the bracket. That's right. Anthony was at the Rose Bowl, my son, yesterday. He said, Dad, there was about 10% of the fans in there that were Bama fans. He said the looks on their faces made it all worthwhile. Sitting through the rain. Bino, can you imagine being an Alabama football fan? It's hard enough for me as a Tennessee fan to see what Indiana's doing. As a Tennessee fan, it's hard enough for me to watch that. Can you imagine if they'd done that to your team on a big stage yesterday like that?
I cannot, Tony. And Caleb DeBoer should have walked up to Ann Arbor to sign whatever they put in front of him if they were indeed interested in him. Because he's a dead man walking.
Dead man.
You can't follow Saban with that and last any amount of time there.
Nope. You don't come back from dead man's curve, brah. One other thing. That Ole Miss game last night, as Brian Hartman just said, hotty toddy Bozolio. Those of you that follow the show for a while know what he's talking about. Bri, how about Ole Miss, 2 more wins? Would be one of the greatest in-your-face sports stories ever to Lane Kiffin if that happens. Total facial to Lane Kiffin. Total facial. Would be the most beautiful thing ever.
Biggest win in Ole Miss school history, football-wise, I think.
Oh, no question.
And the point was made on here back in the spring when Tennessee was searching for a quarterback. They apparently talked with Luke Ottmeyer and amongst others, a couple of them in the Big 12.
Yep.
And the point was made that if a quarterback is going to be at a school for a few years and then before his last season, after spring practice, he's going to leave, that's not a serious quarterback. And if a coach is going to do what Lane Kiffin did, leave a team that is going to be playing in the playoffs for the first time in school history, a 12-team playoffs that they've now won 2 games in, is that any different?
Bino, is that any different in your world? Any different in your world, Bino, or no?
It is not in my world. I blame the college football calendar more than anything else.
Yep.
But no, Brian makes a good point.
So Pete Nakos today is going off with the reporting, but there's so much stuff that's already gone on. There's quarterbacks that have already left and jumped and moved around. We'll talk about some of that. Hugan's going to join us on the other side. Mike Hugan, presented by our friends Gufon Moving and Storage, and what a great day for them because they'll probably get some work. Ricky Gibson's in the portal. Tennessee have players, guys you'd like to have. Lance Hurd's in the portal. Lance Hurd got his feelings hurt because Tennessee is going to put David Sanders in the money position at tackle, and we told you that was going to happen. We told you that Hurd was going to come back to college. We told you that they were going to try to sell him. They thought they had him sold, and then he just, these guys have agents, and let's get in the portal and see what happens. And I wrote about that today in the blog. Just because somebody's in the portal, a couple things, okay? Just because somebody's in the portal doesn't mean that they're leaving you. Just because you talk somebody into the portal doesn't mean they're signing with you. Though I want to draw conclusions. There's already been a couple of examples of guys that have gone into the portal that are, in fact, staying with their commitment, and they're coming right out today. Coming right out. So there's an intriguing quarterback name that's gone into the portal that I want to put before you. And before we get to some of the Tennessee news, because there's a bunch of news, but the intriguing name to consider is the quarterback at Penn State, who's now in the portal, this Grunkemiller guy. He's a nice player. He could help Tennessee. Throws a nice long ball. Got better as the year went along. He could help this team. Now, he's going to have a who's who list on him. And the Beck kid Rocco Beck is going to follow his coach to Penn State, which makes this kid available. It's going to be very interesting. Ricky Gibson's in the portal. Is it a ploy? I don't know. Lots of movement on Tennessee's coaching staff. And then, Bino, I want your thoughts. The thing about the Grunkemiller guys, people are asking, can he run? He's got like minus yardage up there, but their system and our system are two completely different things. Speaking of what James Franklin was asking them to do, and he does have some wheels. Now, he's not what you'd call like Tony Robinson or anything, but he's a better athlete than the guy we had at quarterback last year, and he can throw a long ball. And Tennessee's, they're getting ready to have a little Penn State pipeline here. It ain't going to bother me. Some movement here. First of all, Andrew Jackson is in, coaching the ends. And Coach Chop, who many of the recruitniks fell in love with, got a great name, Lavorne Harbin, is gone. Rodney Garner stays. William Inge stays at linebackers. One of the things before I knew that I wondered about in the blog today, because by trade, our new defensive coordinator is a linebackers coach. That's what he did. But he's going to be a walk-around coach, which tells me that maybe they're going to try and simplify and install this defense pretty quickly, and he's going to be the walk-around guy. And the Jackson guy, by the way, comes from Penn State. Or is he from Ohio State? No, I think he's from Penn State. The Poindexter, who many people, you might remember him as a guy that played at Virginia. He is the safeties coach, and he's going to be the co-coordinator here, which is kind of what we speculated. This guy's a rising star in the coaching profession. This guy, 5 straight years at Penn State, through a couple different regimes, has developed all kinds of safeties. In fact, he's got a streak of NFL players, 4 going on 5 years, because I think they've got a first-round pick in there from their safety core, or at least a second or a 1 or 2 day NFL selection. So Poindexter, and he's going to be the guy that's going to coach the adjuster, which is a key position in the deal. Chaz Coleman, defensive end, we were telling you about last week, one to watch. He's got Ohio State. Many people think Ohio State leads for him. He's an Ohio product. That's where he's from. The belief is he's going to be here this weekend. Virginia Tech's also in it, where his head coach from last year is now coaching, obviously. And then South Carolina, there's a connection there with their staff, a staff member in Penn State from last season. Chaz Coleman, if Tennessee gets him, will be an immediate impact player. That guy will play in the NFL. He's the type of guy that when he shows up on your campus, your defense is better right away. And he would be well worth overpaying for. And then we move along. So that's kind of where we are in terms of some of the movement. And then they've added a coach as well from Ohio State who takes Willie Martinez's role. Willie, the word was early. We thought Willie was going to be retained and, be one of the analysts, the guy behind the scenes guy. They kind of asked him a question. So there you go. Bino, Jeff, I'm talking about this Grunkemeyer guy that I would like to see Tennessee get involved with. And Negative puts up there that he had negative 45 yards rushing. The rushing statistics in college, because they count sacks, are the most. When you start looking at those net rushing yards, are just so misleading in terms of a ball player. But Negative, you be you, I'll be me. I'll tell you this. This Chambliss guy last night shows me that there are quarterbacks all over the country if given an opportunity. I'll tell you this. Joey Football this year here shows me that there are quarterbacks all over the country if you give them a chance and put them in a seat and give them an opportunity. Bino, Jeff, your thoughts on the movement?
Yeah, I think I heard Tony last night that Chambliss was like the 60th rated quarterback or something like that entered the portal last year. Just unbelievable performance last night. You have to be able to identify those guys that can be the best in your system and get them in. I've always felt like that Tennessee needed someone that can run the football in order to make Heupel's offense be as best it can be. But I think a more important thing in his offense is, can you throw an accurate deep ball more often than not? And then the running just comes as a part of stretching the field. I am really I'm encouraged after a really, really disappointing season. Yes. I'm encouraged with the sense of urgency that we're seeing from Josh Heupel, from the program. Really impressed with what they've done staff-wise on the defensive side of the ball. Like Brian said, more importantly is how we're going to restock this roster. I guess my last thought is I hope that we're not ignoring and kind of whistling past the graveyard on the other side of the ball because we need some help there too.
Oh, this team's got
staff-wise.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about roster-wise. I'm talking about being happy with your current offensive staff. I'm like Orange Throat this morning.
Meaning, what are you talking about? Let's spell it out here.
Meaning, I've always been a big defender of the offensive line coach.
Yeah.
I don't think his unit performed nearly to the level that it needed to this season.
Yes.
I also think that Josh either needs to hand the play calling duties to our so-called offensive coordinator, which he probably is not going to do. But if he doesn't trust him to do that, he needs to get somebody that he does, which obviously isn't going to happen based on the raise and the extension that Housley got.
Well,
and I heard Watson Brown.
Yeah.
And I understand that guys like Heupel, that's the last thing that they're going to hand over.
Yes.
I hope that winds up working out in the long run.
We're going to take a brief timeout and come back. 865-200-5402. One question I'd ask anybody, and by the way, new strength and conditioning coach is a huge step as well. The thing about bagging on the old strength and conditioning coaches, and I'm with Sean Sinclair, the guy was doing what the head coach wanted, or he would have been gone a long time ago. That goes with any of these assistant coaches. I mean, I hope we didn't make these defensive changes a year and a half too late. Just a thought. Because this upgrade of this defensive staff and the guys that are over there now, to say that's an upgrade is the understatement of the century. I hope it's just not, for the head coach, I hope it didn't come too late. I hope he didn't wake up from his slumber too late, because they slumbered last offseason. They had an easy schedule. If he had the urgency and the fire he has right now, look, I mean, you could make the case they were a couple plays away this year. Anyway, I don't want to belabor that point, but I just wonder that out loud with you, knowing that this schedule is going to be very unforgiving. These guys have got to be on point in this portal. This Chaz Coleman guy that's coming in here this weekend is a great player, not a good player. He's a great player. And if you watch the playoffs this weekend, you can talk about this being an offensive game all you want. Those playoff games are all defensive games. Somebody said, Tony, somebody texted me, how'd you know? Miami and Ohio State, how'd you know? Miami's defense is damn good. That's how I know. And that safety that we let go, when you plugged him into Miami's, in our defense, he's like an average player. You plug him in their defense, what do he look like to you? He was hammering people the other. You know why? He didn't have to worry about 25 different things going through his head. See ball, hit ball. See ball, hit ball. We continue with more. We got a lot to talk about here. Mike Hugan and up next. Living Vol fan, make Alumni Hall your one-stop shop for all your Vol fans on your shopping list this holiday season. There's nothing better than getting your favorite Tennessee gear under the tree. Picture it, a nice polo shirt, a new hoodie, something for the man cave. Pop in and see my friends at Alumni Hall. Best selection of Tennessee gear. Alumni Hall, 3 Knoxville locations. Bristol, Johnson City, Murfreesboro, or online at alumnihall.com. It's easy to have a big orange Christmas. And happy holidays from everyone at Alumni Hall. The ultimate volunteer shopping experience. Alumni Hall. Calhoun's invites you to leave the cooking to us all holiday season long. Between now and the end of the year, feast without the fuss when you host at the holidays. Don't you dare cook. Go absolutely next level with this offer. Between now and the first of the year, Calhoun's is offering an incredible deal on delicious turkey or prime rib dinner. You could feed from 5 to 10 people at your home holiday gathering, not lift a finger of preparation. The turkey dinner comes with amazing sides like mashed potatoes, peas, melt-in-your-mouth gravy, dressing to die for, fresh rolls, cranberry sauce, and homemade cheesecake. And the prime rib dinner features amazing melt-in-your-mouth prime rib, fresh mashed potatoes, au jus, green beans, gravy, rolls, horseradish sauce, and delicious fresh baked cheesecake. This amazing offering is available now through the new year. Call to place your order today. More information found at holidayfeedpack.com. Again, that's holidayfeedpack.com. Feast without the fuss this holiday season with Calhoun's, the taste of Tennessee. When it's time for your next move, you want to get your precious belongings from point A to point B with your peace of mind intact. That's why you need to call my friends at Hugan Moving and Storage, East Tennessee's moving legend. Hugan Moving and Storage has been helping East Tennesseans move since 1887. That's 138 years, 5 generations. That's even longer than the Dooley, Jones, and Pruitt era combined. Hugan Moving and Storage are pro movers, serving Knoxville, surrounding areas, and interstate moves too, both residential and commercial. And we'll provide you with personalized service that other corporate movers simply cannot. We know how to move all types of items. We pay careful attention to our clients' valuables. Your satisfaction as a customer is our absolute priority. As the oldest continually owned and operated family moving business in the United States, when it's time for your next move, it's Hugan Moving and Storage. And storage, it's secure and vaulted. Our newest offering of commercial storage logistics, we offer receiving, storage, and delivery services for all your business logistic needs. See more at Hugan.com. That's Hugan.com. Or check out the link at tclub.team. When it's time for your next move, East Tennessee's moving legend, Hugan Moving and Storage. Life never stops moving, and between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to Grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up, a tire designed for doers, a tire that's going to last, like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776, or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Tony Basilio, proud to bring to you Alan of WeShipFloors.com. Alan, 'tis the season of giving, and you're in a giving mood.
We're in a giving mood, Tony. We're extending this sale, this 40% off sale. And to the Tony Basilio loyal listeners, of course, we're going to do the 45% off using code word Tony. And because it's the time for giving, if you use that Nega Dave promo code, we're going to give you 45% off. But get this, Tony. We're not going to give you a warranty. We ain't going to give you a warranty because we know if you use a negative promo, you're going to have problems with your floor.
The great thing, though, with the Supercore floor, Alan, and you've proven this over at YouTube, is it's hard to have problems with your floor.
It's hard to have problems, yes, Tony. You don't have claims. I mean, we literally don't. We've got a remarkable product. It's waterproof, pet-proof. It's even mother-in-law proof for the holidays. So there you go. We have 120 different Supercore floors. It's got a lifetime warranty. Room visualizer. You can take a picture of your room, drop our floor right into it. We've got all this stuff in stock here in Johnson City. We ship nationwide for free.
120 Supercore floors, 45% off through the new year. Alan at WeShipFloors.com. Anything else for us?
Go Vols, Tony.
Love it. WeShipFloors.com.
Start the new year with comfort and savings from Pipe Wrench Home Services. Tired of high energy bills and constant heating and AC repairs? Ready for a more efficient home? There's never been a better time to upgrade your comfort and take control of your energy costs. Upgrade your HVAC system now with Pipe Wrench Home Services and make no payments until 2027. A new energy-efficient system means lower bills, fewer breakdowns, and peace of mind for years to come. And with Pipe Wrench Home Services same-day service guarantee, you won't wait to start enjoying a more comfortable home. Your comfort isn't just our job, it's our promise. Upgrade your HVAC system now with Pipe Wrench Home Services and make no payments until 2027. Schedule your free estimate today at pipewrench.com. Pipe Wrench Home Services, trusted in Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and neighboring communities for over 20 years. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. Offer good with approved credit. Some restrictions apply. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
Sorry for the dead air, though. We paused for a cause because I'm talking to Hugie during the break, who's presented by our friends at Gufon Moving and Storage. And I mean, I got to be really honest with you. There's so much to talk about. There's so much to talk about. So little time to get there. You know, I got to put in a call to my boy Billy Barron later on today and see if we can get Tommy Moffitt back home, his brother-in-law. I don't know if Heupel would do that. Heupel's a creature comfort guy. I don't know what kind of relationship he has with him, but I know one thing. I love my guy, Hugie Bear. That's my man right there. Make no mistake about it. Bow thy head when you say thy name on a day where the transfer portal's hot and heavy. Things are popping off. Things are going off. And Hugie, you say, as I welcome you in on our unsponsored hotline, if you want to sponsor our hotline daily, it's daily mentions, several times a day. Mentions on our listened to by thousands post-game, if not hundreds of thousands, post-game offerings. Hugie, that Indiana bunch, for all these teams in the portal today, they kind of give us a lesson, don't they? Share with me what you were just sharing off the air.
Yeah, 16 of their 22 starters yesterday were transfers. I think only 4 transfer from Power 4 schools. And they also, from what I've been told, spent the least money on their roster of the teams that were in the final 8. So I think not that they didn't spend money. They spent money. But, they didn't spend in the stratosphere that Texas Tech or Oregon did. Or Ole Miss. Georgia doesn't spend money in the portal necessarily, but they spend money on their roster. Same with Ohio State. So, I think when Cignetti was hired, I think people were like, wow, oh, good. Another guy going to Indiana, some old white guy, what is he, 64 years old? Who is this guy? And then, I win. Just Google me. And I think people laughed, but they're not laughing anymore. That was a destruction yesterday of Alabama. We live in an era when Indiana can win a national football title, which is.
Oh no! It's
I'm
better
laughing,
than that.
But how
about
it's
this?
Incredible.
We live in an era where Indiana could play Ole Miss.
Ole Miss for the
national
title. Yeah.
football title. And a friend asked me today, what would the ratings be on that? And the answer is the ratings will be stellar. I think America loves seeing different people at the top. And, one of the criticisms of the 12-team playoff was, well, the same teams are going to win it. No, they're not.
No.
No, actually, no, they're not.
You can be.
No, they're not. Playoff critics, no, they're not.
No, right. And I think that, if you asked NFL talent evaluators which roster has the most pro prospects, Georgia or Ole Miss, they all look at you and go, Georgia, of course. But it didn't matter. I mean, Trinidad Chambliss, not that Stockton didn't play all that well, and that dude took some monster hits.
Oh!
But Chambliss was like a magician at times. So, and you look at Ole Miss's receivers. Their leading receiver transfer from Penn State.
And he was terrible there. By the way, That guy was terrible at Penn State.
The running back, Lacey, transferred from Missouri, where he had, 160 yards.
Yes.
Rushing. So coaching matters, fit matters, play calling matters. But yeah, I don't think when Fernando Mendoza picked Indiana last year, I doubt anybody anywhere thought, oh, that guy's going to win the Heisman and he's going to lead Indiana to the national title. But that could happen.
I called Bino at halftime yesterday of that game. And, Bino, I shared with you how it was messing my brain up to see Indiana do that to Alabama. Like, everything that I had believed about college football down through the years, you just got to flush. Right, Bino?
Yes. There's no question. I watched it with the same eyes that you did, Tony, just in disbelief that Indiana could get to that point that quickly. Mike, I think it brings us to something else. For years, the way to win in this game was to compile a better high school class year in, year out than your opponents and to develop them. Now it looks to me like that evaluation is going to be more important than development.
Yeah, I think that's the case. I still think you want to have a solid base of high school kids. Ole Miss's defensive line, for instance, all four of their starters were high school signings, which struck me as, oh, wow, that's interesting. Now, they do have some backups that were transfer portal guys, but the starting four Ole Miss defensive linemen were all signed by Ole Miss out of high school. So I think that part can't be overstated. How it's still important, but it's also important. Nobody wants to sit around anymore. You got Power 4 kids going, oh, I don't want to be a backup as a sophomore, so I'm going to go somewhere else. So you have to have that relationship with coaches still does matter. But yeah, I think that it's like NFL free agency on an annual basis. You got to find some diamonds in the rough out of the portal, guys that do certain things well. It's like more like a basketball coach now. Well, this guy can't. This guy really is not a very good ball handler, but my God, he's a great shooter. I'll take him and play him 15 minutes a game off the bench. Same thing you can do with a defensive lineman. That guy is absolutely not a pass rusher, but man, he takes up space and is tough against the run. I'll play him 15 plays a game as my backup defensive tackle. So I think that kind of stuff comes into play more. I think for the most part, you're looking in the portal for guys who can do. I think you're more particular in the portal. Whereas when you're recruiting high school kids, wow, look how good he is now. Look how big he is now. What's he going to be like in 3 years? I think in the portal, you're like, well, he can't do this, he can't do that, but he can do this. So that's what I want, so I'm signing him. So I think that stuff becomes much more you're more focused on certain athletic and physical traits in the portal than you are in the high school signing.
Hey, Hughie, one other observation for anybody listening. College football is a much better game when you just let guys play. There weren't any flags in any of those games. It was so great. It was so great. It was so great.
Was
great. It was
noticeable.
Great.
And it was so noticeable that the announcers seemed incredulous that they kept mentioning it. Mm-hmm. That's only the first penalty of the game, or that's only the third penalty of the game, or they don't have any penalties in the first half. And there was a lot of fighting on some of the deep balls, but they were letting it go on both sides, which was fun to watch.
Yes, it was. Let the players decide it. Pat McAfee said on that pregame show, and the only reason I watched it yesterday is that diva Herb Street was getting soaked, and my son was getting soaked at the watching the Rose Bowl parade. He was there with his girlfriend and their family, and he said he locked himself in a porta potty, Hughie, for like 15 minutes to get away from the rain. He said, I sought refuge in a porta potty, if that means anything to you. I said, well, I call that practical where I come from. Anyway, McAfee said that he was on the field for the Miami game, and he asked one of the officials, why aren't you guys throwing flags? And the official looked at him and said, nobody comes to games to watch us throw flags. And I thought, gee, What a amen to that. I wish we get more of that in the game. And I kind of think, Hugie, this is my take on why they did that. I think they wanted a good television product that moved faster, that moved like NFL games.
I would be interested in. I don't know if these are all-star crews or if these are the same crew. Like the head ref it's his crew from the year, but I'd be interested in seeing how many flags were thrown in the regular season by these same guys. But it does look like they made a concerted effort. Let's stop some of the ticky-tack stuff that we've called in the past. Now, I will say also, though, there were some holds by the offensive linemen that seemed egregious.
It's fine.
There was a face mask in one of the games that was egregious.
On Georgia.
The Ole Miss game that wasn't called.
Yeah.
But it was interesting also, and maybe it's a case of not being familiar with the teams. Like,
yes.
It was a Big Ten crew for the All-SEC quarterfinal. And maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe it's like, we got Illinois today. Remember, this is a team that, oh my God, they try to get away with holding. And if you haven't seen these teams at all, you're more inclined to let them play. I don't know, but it certainly was refreshing to watch games where it wasn't a flag fest.
Hey, Bino, you think the powers that be told these crews, because it certainly looked this way, guys, let the kids play. We need quick games that get in and out of these windows so we can get on to the next game. It looked that way, Bino, to me.
It was just so stark and so obvious. I don't think there's any other explanation for it. And I'm like you guys. I like it a whole lot better than the Barney Fife Flag Fest that I'm accustomed to seeing SEC officials put us through week in, week out.
And, people are pointing out in the on our YouTube chat that was an SEC crew that did that Miami game.
Yeah, and they didn't call it.
They didn't call anything.
You're like, who stole the bodies of these guys?
Yeah, they didn't call any. Exactly. They didn't call, because in our league, if you're breathing out of your left nostril, they're throwing a flag on you. So it all leads me to this, Hugie, as, by the way, ironically and appropriately enough, Mike Hugan and presented by our friends at Gufon Moving and Storage. Why is that appropriate? Well, right now, a lot of bags are being packed here, there, and everywhere. Guys are hitting the portal. There will be over 4,000 in the portal by the end of today, and the number's going to rise, and it's going to be visits here, there, and everywhere. And a lot of guys did not go in with do not disturbs, which means agents are going to use this thing as a ploy, or some guys are either were walked into the portal by a school but decided, you know what, I'm going to shop myself around. It is going to be the wildest 3 weeks maybe we've ever seen in the history of the sport. And my friends at Gufon Moving and Storage, listen, if you're listening to us and you're in the portal, or maybe you want to be at your job, or maybe you're moving across town, maybe you're moving out of state, whatever it is. If you're from Ohio and you're moving out of state or Michigan, I encourage you to do that. No, I'm just kidding. My friends at Gufon Moving and Storage, East Tennessee's moving legend, they have been at it since 1887. That's 139 years. Now that we're in the year that we're in here in 2026. That's 5 generations. That feels a lot longer than our SEC championship game drought around here. I don't know. It feels like it's longer. It might not be longer, but residential and commercial, they've got you covered at Gufon Moving and Storage. Customer satisfaction and absolute priority. Hugie, what do you make of what's about to happen here with the portal? And does the Indianas of the world, the Ole Misses of the world, do they augment the pressure on these programs to score out of the portal, do you think?
Yeah, I think there's no doubt but that if you're a fan of Tennessee, if you're a USC fan, if you're a Michigan fan, Penn State, you can do a quick turnaround. If a guy can come into Indiana, which is bottom scraping garbage off the bottom of the barrel football history, and have them in the national title hunt in year 2, thanks to his use of the portal,
Yep.
yeah, that puts pressure on Kyle Whittingham, even though I don't think he's going to be there all that long. It puts pressure on Matt Campbell. It puts pressure on Alex Golish. It puts pressure on Silverfield. It puts pressure on Summerall. Heck, even guys, Lincoln Riley and Sarkeesian. You got, yeah, and the one most. If I'm a Clemson fan, I'm pulling my hair out. Dabo, can you go into the portal and get guys, please? So it's, yeah, I think it shows. Yes, there was a lot of familiarity in the 12-team field, but there also the idea, again, like you said, we could have an Indiana Ole Miss national title game.
Yep.
Miami hasn't been relevant in 2 decades.
Yep.
Miami's back. Oregon has been knocking at the door for a long time. They've also always spent a lot of money, but they do really good work in the portal. They also sign a lot of good high school kids. So but the portal importance, I think, has been played up again by what Indiana and Ole Miss have done. So I think if you're a coach of a blue blood program, or a program that thinks of itself as a blue blood program, you have to go into the portal with a plan and money to spend. That's the thing as well. But I think Indiana shows that you don't have to spend $35 million on a roster. As long as you go in there with a purpose, you can be successful.
Well, here's what's interesting. We talk about the do not disturb tags because when you go in with a do not disturb tag, that means that you got something cooking, right?
Right, and it means you've been tampered with.
You've been tampered with.
That's bottom line.
So this is new.
It's interesting that you hear, typical coaches and administrators, the tampering is horrendous, and yet it's the same coaches that complain about it do it. Everybody tampers. So, if the coaches truly are ticked off,
yeah,
then do something about it. Coaches have a ton of power, and if a bunch of coaches came out and said, you know something, you know who the worst tamperer of all is? It's Coach X. And if every other coach says, yeah, that school cheats like heck, people that would bring some pressure, but coaches don't do that. It's almost like, they cheat. They cheat so good. They cheat so well. But am I going to call them out? No. Well, why not? Then shut up and be quiet.
Sam Levitt has gone into the portal.
No surprise at all.
With a do not disturb, do not contact tag. I wonder what that means.
So he has his destination.
He has his destination.
Yeah, he has.
I wonder if
else he has 2 or 3 schools he's interested in, and they're in a bidding war already.
Do not contact.
Well, there was one, I guess I think it was 2 days, maybe it was yesterday. No, 2 days, I think it was New Year's Eve. Drew Mestamaker technically wasn't in the portal yet, and he's expected to follow his coach to Oklahoma State. Well, everybody knew that was going to happen, but still, the dude's not even in the portal yet, and suppose he has a contract agreed with.
Chaz Coleman from Penn State. Tennessee's all over him. He's expected to visit here perhaps this weekend. Ohio State is also a school that's heavily involved with him. He's originally from there. This is a great player, Hugie. This is the kind of guy. And also there are a couple other SEC schools involved with him. This is the kind of guy that flips a class for you. Yeah,
and I think there's going to be – I'm reading about Cam Coleman, the receiver at Auburn.
Yes.
Somebody, he could get as much as $4 million, and I'm thinking, why would anybody pay $4 million for a wide receiver not named Jeremiah Smith?
Yep.
That's insanity.
Yep.
And if you're a coach who's going to pay $4 million for one wide receiver, that's just sheer stupidity. Unless you have buckets of cash. And it was interesting to read a lot of the stuff emanating from the Texas reporters. That guy's going to the portal. Oh, Texas will be involved. That guy. Oh, Texas evidently is involved with about. I think you said 4,000 players going into the portal.
Yes.
Texas is involved with about 1,000 of them. It seems like. if you listen and read to what the Texas reporters say, which is obviously a lot of it's BS, but Texas does have a lot of money to spend, and if you are Arch Manning, I think secretly you're going, yeah, bring me some offensive linemen.
Hey, Hughie,
and bring me some running backs. I think evidently every single running back on the roster is transferred out except the kid who played in the bowl game against Michigan.
Speaking of running backs, Hughie, what kind of running back fit in Tennessee's offense would Hollywood Smothers be from NC State?
He's a good player. So I think that if you're a player like him, you fit in any offense because I think you're a talented runner. I don't know what kind of receiver he is. Let me look that up right now. But I saw NC State play a couple games. But I also saw NC State play a game without him, and their backup ran for 191, I think. Mm-hmm. So they had a pretty good run-blocking offensive line. But Hollywood Smothers is a very talented player. He didn't run for 1,000, but I think that's because he was hurt. He's a 5'11", 200-pounder, caught 37 passes. So this guy fits in a lot of offenses. He's a physical. He's a guy who can run between the tackles and get wide, and that all running backs should be able to do that. But enough people know that. Well, yeah, they can do that, and every good running back can do that in high school. Not every good running back can do that in college, but Hollywood Smothers is a guy who can. Plus, like I said, he had 37 receptions. So I would think Tennessee would be salivating over him.
What about this Van Buren guy? Somebody's mentioning him from LSU. It's a guy that's kind of intriguing. LSU's going to pay. LSU might be linked to Levitt. LSU's going to pay somebody $5 or $6 million. They're going to go crazy.
I think Kiffin. The idea that most of their starting offensive line has said, well, we're leaving. I think that's basically Kiffin saying, if we have to bring in 22 new starters, we will.
Yeah.
I have the money to do that. And the irony, I find it awesome. Ole Miss is in the semifinal without Kiffin.
I love it.
And I'll be honest, you wonder if Kiffin were still there, would he have made a stupid
Totally
decision?
agree.
One of those
No,
games?
I totally agree. You know who made the stupid decision last night? Was Kirby Smart at his own 30-yard line. You know why? Because he knew he wasn't stopping. He just knew it. He just knew. That quarterback over there, I'm not stopping him. That guy's got magic. Kirby knew it. I believe that. I believe that.
The fake punt was brilliant.
Yes.
Plus, it was brilliantly designed.
Yes,
but
it was.
That fourth down call was bad.
Oh, you talk about giving it back, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Bino, do you have any other thoughts as we track this portal and also talk about the playoff and kind of mix it all together and all these coaching changes as well? Beanstar, any other thoughts?
Yeah, I've got two quick things for Mike here, just about the state of the game, Mike. I think we're seeing a little bit of a trend here. There's not enough data points. And last year I understand it because the seeding was screwed up, where basically every team that got a bye lost. That was seeding. This year, you seeded the top four teams. 3 out of 4 of them got beat. I don't think they're doing these top seeds any favors, giving them a bye. And if they go to 16, they should put it in a real 16-team bracket and let these teams play in the first round rather than that nonsense that you're talking about.
Yeah, I think that there is unquestionably rust. Heck, you saw it from Indiana. Mendoza gets sacked on 2 of the first 3 plays, and I'm not even sure an Alabama defensive lineman breathed on him the rest of the game. Texas Tech's offense is bad. I think, though, that when they came out and started that game, they were like they looked like this was the first day of spring practice. Ohio State started extremely slow, and I think that the 28 days or ever how many days off was a gigantic problem. You know, in the old days, the semifinalists, they had a 30-day layoff then too. Yeah, but both of them did. So there was a feeling out process in the first quarter. So I think getting a bye is actually a negative And I would think that, if when they go to 16, they're going to say there are no buys. One plays 16, two plays 15, that kind of stuff. And I think coaches might, at first, maybe sort of grit their teeth, but I think about 5 seconds later they're going to say that's fine, frankly, because it's much better to be sharp when you play than look like you haven't played football in 6 months, which is what some of those teams look like.
You guys, you were talking about Lane Kiffin, and here's my thing on Kiffin. There is very little doubt that Lane Kiffin knows football players. When he was here, he knew them. When you watch what he's done at Ole Miss, the guy absolutely knows talent. Now, he's a goofy-ass coach during games. And you're right, Hugie, he does goofy things during football because he can't get out of his own way. Because he has to make it about himself. But he did a really nice job of putting that team together. And that Ole Miss bunch just might go on and win the thing, which would be one of the great stories in American sport. It's going to remind us of when Bill Frieder gave when he got fired, when he flirted and it was with Arizona State, right?
Arizona State,
and they fired him.
And Bo Schembechler came out and said, I want a Michigan man coaching Michigan. So he made Steve Fisher the coach, and they go on to win the national title.
Let me throw a couple quarterbacks at you, and you tell me if you're surprised by this. First of all, this Boley guy is linked to Arizona State from Kentucky. Could Tennessee look at that Boley guy? Does he have the skill set to play in that offense? Yes or no?
He was much better than I thought this year. He wasn't even the starter at the beginning of the season. Mm-hmm. He's a big physical guy. He's got a nice arm, got some running ability. I don't necessarily think of him, though, as a high-level talent. But, Aguilar I don't think is a high-level talent, but I thought Aguilar played well this year.
I agree with that.
So I think if you have the inclination and the ability to run the ball and you're not afraid to chuck it deep, and I think that's Cutter Boley. But I think Tennessee can do better than Cutter Boley.
Matt Zenitz is reporting that DJ Lagway is involved with Baylor, Louisville, Missouri, and Virginia. Are you surprised that his list doesn't look more illustrious?
No, because I think that schools wonder about his health. I think schools wonder about his weight. And I think there are some schools out there who are like Billy Napier. Billy Napier messed this kid up too much. He gained 25 pounds from high school. He needs to lose about 20 pounds, and he needs to prove he's healthy. He has really nice arm talent. I think Napier, like someone told me, he had a chance to sign with Lincoln Riley, and instead he chose Billy Napier. So you wonder about his decision making.
Amari Odom, who is Kennesaw State's quarterback.
I love that guy.
All right, now tell me about him because he played
he transferred
in Tennessee's
to
offense.
From Wofford.
That's Tennessee's offense that he played in this year.
He's a big, tall, thin kid, 6'5", about 200.
Could he do it? Could he do it here?
Did not start the season as a starter. Won the job in game 2.
Right.
He remains a little bit raw, but he's got some. He throws a nice deep ball. And Kennesaw won 2 games last year. They beat one. No, they didn't win. They won 1 game last year. This year they won Conference USA. So Jerry Mack's a good coach, and I think Amari Odom is a quarterback on the rise. I think if you're expecting him to be like a star SEC guy next year, no. But this would be a guy that, if you were an SEC team in the old days, you'd bring him on. He'd play a couple series every game and get ready. Then he'd have a spring practice. Then he'd be ready, and then as a junior, he'd be awesome. But I think Amari Odom has a really high ceiling.
He's got Syracuse and Missouri 2 visits scheduled, Jan 5,
I think he's
Jan
better
7.
than both those schools. And I'll be honest, I'd be scared to go to Mizzou without Kirby Moore there.
Bino, you've seen this kid play from Kennesaw. If you're Tennessee, would you take a shot at him? I'm looking for cheap solutions. I'm looking for cheaper solutions, guys.
Yes, I'll say this, Tony. I would look at him long and hard before I paid $4 or $5 million to any of these guys.
Can you imagine, Hugie, in our market, right now that we're in that the Cincinnati quarterback
Yeah, Brendan Sorsby
is a $6 million man. Steve Austin,
Gotta be
$6 million.
kidding me.
That's what they're talking about.
I've seen Cincinnati play, and I saw him. I think he was 11 of 33 in one game this year. But somebody pointed out that the surrounding talent is not good, and the fact that Cincinnati won 8 games is because of Sorsby.
Yep.
And someone said, look at Mendoza at Cal. He had some brutal games, and his surrounding talent was bad, and now he won the Heisman. Brendan Sorsby is a better runner than Mendoza, but I think that's way too much money to pay for that guy.
A game, one movement that could impact. By the way, we're doing some transfer portal stuff with Hugie because you're going to see he's got the chops to bring it long and strong. Bo Pribula goes from Penn State to Missouri. He's talking to Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech's got to get a replacement.
No, Georgia Tech would. I think Georgia Tech needs a guy who. I don't know who I guess it's going to be Chris Wanke, which is interesting in and of itself.
That's right.
To be the new OC.
That's right.
Buster Faulkner was their old OC. He
Florida.
did a phenomenal job with Haynes King.
Yep.
Buster Faulkner comes from the air raid tree.
Yep.
So Buster Faulkner adapts to what he has. I'm not sure that Wanke can do that. Bo Pribula to me is a guy who has to be. You want him running more than you want him throwing.
Yes.
So if Georgia Tech is going to keep the same offense, fine.
Yes.
If Wanke wants to throw the ball more, I would stay away from Bo Pribula. I think Bo Pribula is a guy who he can throw for 2,300 yards and run for 800, but he's not. I don't think he can win games for you.
And see, Bino, that would not scare me because the guy that was going to be a very good quarterback for them, who I've talked about on here, Rob Philo, who might even be listening to us right now, but his son, Aaron Philo, is going to be Florida's quarterback next year. He's linked to Florida today. It's going to happen. They're going to pay him a lot of money. He's going to go down there with his coordinator. The guy knows who he is. They know each other. He knows what this kid can do, and he thinks he can play in the SEC, and it's going to be really interesting. That kid, Aaron Philo, was the broke all of
He's the leading high school passer in Georgia history.
So this guy knows. I'm telling you. This guy, he ain't getting anything over on Hugan.
In the 2 games he started for Tech in his career, when Haynes King was hurt, they threw the heck out of the ball. Haynes King comes back, they go back to running the ball more.
Hey, Bino, are you getting anything over on Hugie? Are we getting anything over on Hugie?
Buster Faulkner is a guy who adapts.
Yeah.
Philo grew up, I think, he's from Bogart, Georgia, which is, someone told me that's an Athens suburb.
That's it.
Like, Athens has a suburb?
That's exactly right.
It's right there, yeah.
Yeah. And so it's interesting. Bino, would Bo Pribula scare you at Georgia Tech next year, or do you think that makes that a winnable game?
He doesn't scare me as much as they were returning their current quarterback.
Yes, that would have been a scary. I was sitting there thinking last year when I saw that coming, I was like, oh my God, Rob's kid is going to rip our defense limb from limb, especially if we'd have brought back the coach of electric football. Hugie, are there any other names you can think of? Because I'm looking at quarterbacks and I'm just trying to go, okay, unless Tennessee walked the Arizona State quarter, and I hope they didn't, because I don't want damaged goods. I don't want a guy that's going to take 6 months to heal, and I don't know if he's going to be right or not next year. I don't. If I'm going to spend that kind of money on somebody, you better be fully healthy, fully on board. $5 million for the guy at Arizona State. I'm sorry. You can count me out. And maybe I'm wrong in saying that, and Sam Levitt. But, Hugie, I would not do that, would you?
No, if he's healthy, yeah, I'll pay $5 million. Actually, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't pay $5 million for any college quarterback. But I like Caden Hauser at East Carolina. Started his career at Michigan State. He's a big guy. He's like 6'3". Not much of a runner, though he does have 9 rushing touchdowns. He throws a nice deep ball. I think he had 6 games this year where his average per attempt was 9 yards. So he's willing to go deep, and he is in the portal. But yeah, I think for the most part you're going to have to sort of take a guy on spec in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
And rely on your coaches. But, again, I think goes back to when Tennessee signed Aguilar, I'm sure Tennessee fans were like, we're bringing in a guy from App State via UCLA who throws a lot of picks. What is Heupel doing? Well, I think the fact that Tennessee finished 8-5, I think most of those losses fall on the defense. I don't necessarily think Aguilar was a problem at all, frankly. I thought he was I thought he did a nice job. I mean, he did do a nice job. There's a lot of quarterbacks out there that can do nice jobs, but I will say that the Tennessee defense needs more improvement than the Tennessee offense.
Calandria from UNLV.
I'm not a huge fan of him. He was in Virginia.
Yep. His agent's trying to talk him into it. His agent's trying to speak it into it. He's really pitching Tennessee on him if their first couple fall through the cracks, which a lot of agents are, by the way, because they want to get their guys' paydays. Let me keep it live and legal.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
So Hughie's have an extended appearance on here, and Hughie, I love you and I appreciate you. So you gave us one option. Here's the thing that Trinidad Chambliss does. There are a bunch of guys out there that can play if you know what you're looking at. Now, Lane Kiffin brought him in to be a backup. In the summer. And I read up on him because somebody told me this, and damn it if it wasn't true, the kid was going to go to Temple this year and play in anonymity. And now he might win a national the way he played last night, Hughie, he might be cutting the nets down. I mean, that was one red-hot quarterback we saw on the field last night.
Yeah, and he made some incredible throws. Incredible throws. And his escapability was incredible. One of his most impressive plays, I think, was like an 8-yard pass where he faded back about 25 yards, avoided 3 sacks, and threw a dart to a dude on the sideline.
Yep.
So, I think typically, I'll be honest, I've been watching football for a long time, and I like the 6'2", 6'3" quarterback. But Trinidad Chambliss is, if he's 6 foot, I'm 7 foot.
No, he's tiny.
There's a lot of 6 foot, 6'1" quarterbacks out there who are transferring, who are extremely mobile.
Yep.
The kid at Texas State is one.
Yes.
The kid at Arkansas State is one, though I'm assuming if you told Tennessee fans we're bringing in a quarterback from Arkansas State
I don't mind him.
coached by Butch Jones,
No, I don't mind him.
They would run away screaming. But,
I don't mind him.
There are a lot of guys out there who can make plays at lower levels, and I think Aguilar is an example. Don't look at the win-loss record. Look at the traits. And some of these guys have traits that would fit what Heupel wants to do.
I want a long
and that's
ball.
More important than he led his team to a 5-7 record.
I need a long ball guy that can run around, who can be a good leader, and not be a punk and a clown. The old Dominion quarterback somebody mentioned, who's linked to Virginia Tech now. Bro Pribula's linked to Virginia Tech. I wonder what's going to happen with ODU's quarterback, because that is a kid I'd spend some money on.
Colton Joseph's another kid who threw a lot of picks.
Yeah.
Not overly big.
Yep.
Weight-wise either. And you wonder, it's one thing to be a mobile quarterback in the Sun Belt, and even though the SEC has not shined in the postseason, it is different getting hit by 300-pound linemen as opposed to 280-pound linemen on a consistent basis. But Colton Joseph had a nice season. ODU had a nice season.
Yep.
He is an extremely effective runner.
Hughie, you're my man. Give me my Gufan Moving and Storage Mover of the Week here on the way out, because you're the man, brother.
Well, I think Ohio State has to be the mover. I mean, they looked bad for a half. I'm thinking when I watch them play, I'm thinking, oh my God, the Big Ten is just not. They beat up on themselves. They're not very good.
Yep.
And then Indiana blows Alabama's doors off, and Oregon toyed with Texas Tech. The Ohio State lines were abused, and that shocked me. I think Ohio State needs to get better linemen, and my presumption is that game showed Ryan Day and his staff that we need to go out and bring in 2 or 3 linemen on both sides of the ball, if nothing else, for depth purposes, because they got just abused. And, Caden Curry, their defensive end, I think he led the Big Ten in sacks. That dude had 1 tackle. It's different when you go against Francis Maui-Noa as opposed to the Northwestern and Minnesota offensive tackles and the Michigan State offensive tackles. Maui-Noa can play and he's athletic. But I was surprised by the line play. Miami dominated up front on both sides of the ball, and I think that causes Ohio State to move down. They lost their last 2 games of the season because their lines got abused. And when was the last time you said that about Ohio State?
I loved it. I love the changing of the guard. I love seeing fresh faces. In a perfect world, Texas Tech would have won yesterday, although they're obnoxious with the way they're throwing their money around.
Oregon
but still,
spends as much money as anybody,
That's
but they
right.
don't rub your face in it.
Yeah, Texas Tech's
and
obnoxious.
I'll be honest, Texas Tech bothered me.
I agree.
Yeah.
And this whole thing with the kid from the Chiefs, the quarterback, and his wife sitting in the luxury box watching the softball in the spring. I mean, go away. Go away, man. Go away.
The thing is, you like the fact that Mahomes likes Texas Tech.
Yeah, but
you
go
like the
away.
fact that he gives money to Texas Tech. You certainly
Obnoxious.
hope all the balls pros give money.
Yeah.
But it was, Oregon is sort of like smirking. Yeah, we spend as much money as you do, and you're the school getting all the grief for it, and we sit here and we benefit more than anybody else.
Hugie, love you.
Because Nike's spending huge buku bucks.
Hugie, you're the man. Love you, bro. Thanks.
All right, talk to you next week. Thanks.
You are the man. The great Mike Hugan, presented by our friends at Gufon Moving and Storage. And his mover of the week was Ohio State, Bino, who moved out. And I, for one, am down with the change of the guard. They told us, Bino, when we had this playoff, it'll be the same teams. That's Barbara Streisand. It is not the same teams. It took a couple years, but it's not the same teams. I'm fully engaged in the sport right now. Those games were great, Bino. All of them were great.
I've really enjoyed the playoff games this year, Tony. It's what I hoped that the playoffs would be.
Yep.
But I don't think the expansion is what's brought on the dismissal of the same old teams. I think the transfer portal and NIL is what's brought that on.
But you know what?
Because it's spread the wealth.
If you look at where the rankings were, though, it would have been the same teams because we all assume Ohio State and Indiana would have played for the national championship.
You're exactly right.
Yeah. If they would have gone by the old rankings, that's what would have happened. And Ohio State was a Columbo, get real close to the device, Columbo. Because they were a fraud. A fraud. A fraud. A fraud. As I told you on Wednesday, a fraud. And your Heisman Trophy winning quarterback was fraudulent, and they were a fraud. Sorry, I didn't do it. I'll tell you who's not a fraud.
I'll tell you what it did do, Tony.
Yeah.
Yankee Bama.
Yep.
Bama.
Yep.
And Georgia got beat in a 24-hour period. That may be the most glorious postseason in college football history.
Shout out to my friends at Gufon Moving and Storage. Taylor Gufon, you're the 5th generation, brah. And you're carrying on the family tradition, as Hank Jr. once said. Secure vaulted storage is now available. Also, the newest offering of commercial storage logistics, receiving storage delivery services for all your business logistic needs. Say it, know it, and write it down. Gufon Moving and Storage, 139 years, which is tracking with our streak for missing Atlanta. We'll continue with more on the other side. There is so much to talk about. So we got to get some calls in. It happens after this.
It's the hottest post-game show on the planet. Garza Law. Fifth quarter fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
Score a TD every time with T3 Vodka. T3 is Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. T3 Vodka is taking the volunteer state by storm. T3 Vodka, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains, where quality isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. Filtered 10 times and 80 proof, T3 Vodka delivers a smoothness that's unmatched. This dedication to excellence has already earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades. T3 is a 5-time gold medal winning vodka and the 2025 SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner. Whether you're sipping it neat or on the rocks or mixing up your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka is your choice for a premium, award-winning experience. Score a T3 TD and ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, drink T3 Vodka and score a touchdown every time. T3, Tennessee's premium vodka. Distributed by Athens Distributing Company. Please drink responsibly. When it's time for a fresh coat of paint, run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. Interior and exterior, Walker's Painting's been making it beautiful since 1999 across the Knoxville area. New construction, repaints, commercial, residential, free estimates available. And get this, mention you heard Walker's Painting on the Basilio Show, 10% off your first job. Let's go! Run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. 865-688-1410. That's 865-688-1410. Walker's Painting, making it beautiful since 1999. Check out the ad at the blog at tclub.team. Walker's Painting.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm gonna hop online and I'm gonna get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Basilio here for Budget Transmissions. TGMD, the great Matt Dixon, took his Ford Escape to budget, and like our Gold Bullet back in the day, it was a total mess. And now, Matt's back in the game. He's got a new transmission, axle, wheel bearing, both radiator hoses, engine mounts, coolant hoses. I mean, his Ford Escape was about to escape to the junkyard, but he didn't begrudge it. He took it to budget, and now he's on his way back to Omaha. Budget Transmissions, over 30 years in business, conveniently located in Bearden. All extended service contracts are honored. A gold certified Repair Pal member. 865-584-4391. 865-584-4391. Budget Transmissions. Don't begrudge it. Take it to budget.
Josh Collins at Collins Insurance Agency. At Collins Insurance, we strive to ensure our customers receive better coverage along with bigger savings. Our community is important to us. We want to provide exceptional service to our customers. Anybody can provide great rates, great coverage, but can you also get great service? And hey, don't just take my word for it.
What's up, everybody? Zakai Ziegler here. My family turns to Collins Insurance Agency for the best service, coverage, and price.
So don't just go online and get some random insurance. Experience the Collins Insurance difference.
Like he said, experience the Collins Insurance difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. And hey, their Mama ZZ approved. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. Thank you to Josh Collins and ZZ.
One more thing, Tony. Go Vols.
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine. Live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today. Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
VIP Play coming soon. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Must be 21 plus and located in Tennessee to bet.
Hey there, Basilio crew. Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty. The holiday season is here, and if your plans include unwrapping your new home, then take advantage of less competition and motivated sellers while others are out fighting over parking spots at the mall. Smart buyers are out snagging deals on great homes, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and as always, go Vols!
Hey, Jennifer, keep your phone on. We're not allowed. It's a violation. You're not allowed to send, like, personal messages out over the air. You're not supposed to. Keep your phone on. 865-200-5402 is the numero dos. I got like a 15-minute window in here, and then I got to get another timeout in because I went long with Hugie because all hell's breaking loose in the transfer portal today. Tennessee's hired half the world. They flipped their defensive staff for the better. They ain't no stopping them now. They're on the move. They're on the groove for a new special teams coach. Or I'm sorry, not special teams coach, but a new strength and conditioning coach. It sounds like special teams. 2 words, begins with S. And strength and conditioning. And I was just jamming on my guitar during the break playing Let's Stay Together by Al Green, which is a great R&B song. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, y'all. This is William.
William, what's up, brother?
Nothing. But, whew.
Lammy was loving on you, William. Lambrito was talking about you the other day to me, so shout out Lambrito. You're one of his favorite callers.
Oh. Okay. But anyway, yesterday was a good day of college football for me.
Tell me about it, William.
And 2 of my least favorite teams went down. Alabama and Georgia.
Yep.
I'm with you, William.
Pretty glorious.
Throw Ohio State in there, too.
Pretty glorious day, Bino, wasn't it?
That's that was greatest 24 hours in college football history.
For the living Vol fan, yes?
And I even made a lot of videos about yesterday's games. Just a little bit goofy. Like, you know that one scene from Jumanji where Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson slaps Kevin Hart in the face?
Yep.
Yeah, you know that.
Yes, sir.
That was Georgia getting slapped in the face by Ole Miss. So screw Georgia.
You know what? People jump on Kirby for going for it in his end. Kirby Smart was being proactive, Beanstar. Kirby Smart knew, guys, we ain't stopping this quarterback. He's on a heater. He knew it, Bino. In a way, I kind of give the guy credit. He knew it. We aren't stopping this guy.
No, I think Kirby's got a good feel for the game. That fake punt was well timed. But you're right. He knew he wasn't stopping Ole Miss's offense.
If I was on Garza Law, Georgia fifth quarter fan reaction last night, I'd have said, hey, our coach was trying to win the football game, and I got no credit. I got no problem with it. Because guess what? They were not stopping that Chambliss guy. Just like they didn't stop him they did stop him the first time they played him, but I give Ole Miss a lot of credit. They hung in that game, man. It looked like they were going to get knocked out there at halftime. They hung right in.
What's interesting about Ole Miss is how will Miami's pass rush, will they be able to – because I think Chambliss can get away from that to some extent.
Brian,
unlike Sayin, who had no chance.
Brian, that Sayin guy, and I hate to tell Martin Colombo this, but he was a fraud. He was a fraud, Colombo. He was a fraud. William, anything else for us?
You know who Kirby Smart reminded me of yesterday?
Who's that?
Dan Campbell. Always going for it.
Yep.
Go Big Orange.
You're a smart guy, William. I love you. Great talking to you. I want to shout out the Alabama Crimson Tide because I want to juxtapose them like we did in the blog today. By the way, Ron Wright Wannabe, who mixes old school professional wrestling with new school college football, he pops me every time. But I want to shout out today, and I want to shout it out loud. Ron Wright Wannabe, who brought it to the table today. If I can find his entrant in here, because I'm going to tell you something. We got about 6,000 words in that blog today, Bino. Your thoughts on that?
I can go ahead and just walk away right now, Tony, because I made Ron Wright Wannabe's blog entry.
He ripped you.
So now I don't care. I'm in there. Doesn't matter.
He ripped you, baby.
Doesn't matter. I'm in there.
But I shouted it out because really at the end of the day, Alabama Crimson Tide Nation, to me, this is who you are. You are Leapin' Lanny Poffo today. You are Brady Boone. You are Tiger Chun Lee. You are Barry O. You are Reno Riggins. You are Dwayne Gill. You are Barry Hardy. You are Scott Casey. You are Dangerous Danny Davis, also wrestling as Mr. X. You are the Shadows, Randy Colley and Jose Luis Rivera. You are Los Conquistadors, Jose Luis Rivera and Jose Estrada. You are Iron Mike Sharp. You are Von Cruz. You are SD Special Delivery Jones and George South and Dusty Wolf and Mario Mancini and Tim Horner and Sonny Rogers and Brian Costello and Red Tyler. You are a straight-up jobber. You laid in the middle of the ring, in the squared circle, in the granddaddy of them all, and did the straight J to the O to the B. And Bino, they made the entire college football world smile. Did they not, Beanstar?
Everyone made everyone happy, Tony.
I mean, so thank you so much. If I saw Coach out, I'd buy him a drink. Thank you so much for that, Coach.
If Signetti keeps this up, do you think he'll be rehabbing fired coaches like Saban used to do?
You think he'll have a spot on that guy? Bino's right. That guy made a mistake, man, not going to Michigan.
He might actually have to rehab Kalen DeBoer when he gets fired.
That's right. He made a mistake.
Ironically.
William, incredible phone call by which all others will be judged today. Hello and welcome in. You're on our Portal Friday.
Happy New Year's, my friends and compatriots.
What's up, W. Lynn?
Well, I know everybody's heard the stat that the team that got buys are 1-7 now in the college football playoff, but I've got another stat.
Hit it.
The 16 teams that have played in the Power 4 championship games in the last 2 years, only 2 have made it to the Final Four of the college football playoff. So 14 teams that played conference championship games in the last 2 years are done by the semifinals.
Bino,
that's why those things need to be done away with.
Bino, does that surprise you?
Yes, it does surprise me a little bit. Mm-hmm.
But, I call them Ponzi scheme games because, they do take your money if you go to the game. They promote fake joy, fake meaning.
Yep.
I would like to ask anybody that went to the Tennessee-Georgia game this year, did you see any of their fans wearing SEC championship jerseys or shirts? Or,
ain't that the damn truth? That's the truth right there, Shepard.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
It's unfortunate, but it's a tournament sport now.
Yep.
I don't care how big it is.
Yep.
And if you lose in the tournament, Bino, you made a point earlier about Alabama fans. They won 11 games this year, but they lost 4. Bino and I have been following Alabama, Tennessee since '65.
You have been.
Do you think those fans are going to focus on the 4 losses, Bino, or the 11 wins?
The 4 losses.
And that is such a great point, guys. We always focus on the losses. The losses are always the big games. Anytime you lose a game, that's when they tell the coach, hey, you lost the big games, man. You lost the big games. Yes.
And it's great to see Ohio State, and we forget about poor little A&M. They both go 0-2 at the end of the year. Have undefeated seasons. Ohio State finishes 0-2, and so does A&M, and I love every minute of it.
And W. Lynn, A&M was going to reverse to the jobber they are eventually, which is exactly what they did. Total, complete jobbers.
I was told that a young Vladimir Putin in the 1970s was in the KGB.
Yep.
And they were showing USA Sports to him.
Yep.
And he heard that Texas A&M was a military school.
Yep.
And he saw their male cheerleading squad, and he said, surely we can beat these guys in World War III if that's for military school.
Oh, brutal. Brutal. Bino, do you feel bad for A&M that they ended up being A&M there at the very end?
No, not a bit.
Kind of badly for them?
None.
Oh, well.
I was actually pulling for Texas Tech just because I thought it would hurt A&M in Texas a little.
Texas
why I
Tech
look
might
at
want to
things.
spread a little bit of that money over to the other side of the ball. They're
Something
offense is putrid.
Something rubs me the wrong way about them. I don't know what it is. It might be just the money they throw in your face. But I'm glad they got beat.
It's what Hugie said, man. It's what Hugie said. It's what Hugie said, man.
He echoed how I thought and what I was thinking yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah, they do. They all of a sudden a billionaire comes out at Texas Tech, and all of a sudden they got more money than we do. Apparently, it's weird. But
that didn't buy them one playoff
I want to
point,
say one final thing about the final polls. We have the college football playoff poll, but the final polls are the AP and the coaches poll. I think since Notre Dame opted out of playing in a bowl game, I want to ask the AP writers and the coaches, why don't we opt Notre Dame out of the final poll?
Boy, that poll's really important to you, isn't it, W. Lynn? You're the only – I think you might be the sole survivor, brother, because I don't think anybody in America outside of you cares about that damn poll. But you do care about
that final poll, if Indiana's 17-0 or whatever, I guarantee you they'll be framing it up there.
Yeah, but worried about who's where and who's in the top 25, those days are gone, my brother. But I love you.
Because it's a tournament sport.
The days of the top 25 matter. And I remember we used to sit there and wait till how the voting came out. And
Yeah.
Did you get like when I was in Pennsylvania and Penn State won it one year? They're worried about, are they going to get both the AP and the UPI or just the AP? And it was really, I mean, for the kids listening, that is exactly how it was. Those voters had all the power, W. Lynn, did they not?
They did, and it did make you very nervous. I mean, I was delusional enough in 1970 to think at 10-1, we win the Sugar Bowl, we're 11-1. That if LSU that night had beat Nebraska, who only had a tie, that we would jump up to number one. That was delusional.
That was great.
I think they jumped Notre Dame from 5 or 6 up to number one. You know, and that's when I learned this all's a little bit fishy, worrying about a poll. You know.
W. Lynn, great call. Thank you. Bino, do you think about your final ranking at all?
Do not, Tony.
Brian,
Absolutely do not.
Do you, Brian? Do you think about the final ranking, where your team is?
Well, I won't be thinking of it this year because they won't be in it.
Well, I'm just asking you. Do you ordinarily look at it?
If the higher it is, the more I think about it. Yeah.
The football poll, it's just become like the basketball poll now, which I never think 1 second about.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of where I'm at. W. Lynn, man, he's invested in it, which I give him credit. He's what we call committed to the bit. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, what's going on, Tone? Hoosier Ball Ryan.
Hey, Hoosier Ball Ryan.
Were we all Hoosier Balls yesterday from 4 to 7:30?
I mean,
Amen.
That was incredible, dude.
I gotta say, I got a bone to pick with the Gumps. It's one thing for Florida to be low-rent white trash and kick meaningless field goals just to score. How unbecoming of Alabama to kick that. Can you believe they kicked that field goal down 24 points inside the 10 on 4th down? How pathetic was that?
Yeah, I mean, might as well be in the Surrender Cobra.
They hadn't been shut out in the game, I think, since 1998. Is that right?
Did you
they were going. They were not getting in on that play, and they kicked that meaningless field goal like Florida in the swamp against the Vols just to do it.
Bino, did you find that low rent when they did it, when they kicked the field goal?
I don't think it's low rent. I think it's embarrassing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's low rent embarrassing, but I'm just messing with the Bambers today. Also, it's one thing for Saban, it's one thing for Feinbaum, the Jerry Springer of college football, to tell those Bammers that Santa Claus is real, and he brought them the 1993, defensive line from the Gene Stallings team and the Saban-era linebackers and safety, and John Hanna and Blair Underwood to play on O-line and Derrick Henry, and they're going to win this game. What y'all think about Saban sitting up there? Oh, Alabama's got their mojo back. I think Alabama's going to win. And then he didn't have the stones. I guess his contract says he only does pregame to come postgame and talk about how terrible the pick that was.
If you listen, and I love Saban. Saban's the only reason why I watch that show now. The only reason. But yesterday it was funny watching Kirk Herbstreit get soaked and kind of freak out as he was getting soaked. He was being a real diva. He was like to the site manager. He was to the director on the site there, or whatever the guy is. He was like, bring me. So, bring me. I'm getting water on me. It was awesome. Saban yesterday said in code, if you listen to him, I'm picking Alabama, but the Tide is getting ready to get their ass kicked. That's what he said on that pregame show yesterday. So you were kind of listening to him. I was listening to him because what he said is, he got his ass. You're getting ready to get your ass kicked.
So, but is he going to do this gimmick where he just picks Alabama every time just to do it? I mean, I don't care. I just thought it was a little ridiculous.
I don't know.
But anyway, on to important things. Tone, while I was on hold, I saw something that maybe one of those Penn State safeties is in play for the Big Orange.
I would hope so.
I think Vols fans should be excited. I mean, I know that schedule looks daunting, but how daunting does Alabama really look right now? Does that look like a healthy program to you? How daunting does Texas A&M look? And we don't know what these teams are going to look like.
What do you think, Bino?
Well, Ryan, I look at it on the surface, and you never know. You're right. You never know. But just on the surface, it looks to me to be the toughest schedule that we've seen here since I said 1980 when they first enclosed the north end zone. And it was basically making sure that the first year that the stadium was expanded, that you had a home season ticket that everyone was going to want. Now, I'm glad it's not reversed from who we play at home and who we would have to play on the road.
And that's fair. But hey, I thought, when I watched that IU Penn State game, I'm like, there's clearly going to be, these Penn State kids aren't going to stay. To me, that and the Auburn team seemed the primest for the pickings. Like, if I could just handpick players, those are the two teams I would do it. It appears Auburn's not in play, but if we can get some of these Penn State kids, and everybody don't snicker at that quarterback. I hate to give Columbus too much credit. He's not right on a lot, but he is right on one thing. It ain't the same old Big Ten. And I'm not saying that just to say it. Don't snicker at that quarterback at Penn State. I think a lot of them Penn State kids could help us, and we might have a nice season next year.
Thank you,
we can land this plane.
Hey, thank you, my brother. Congratulations to your guys yesterday. Anthony said it was 90% of y'all in that stadium. He said it was an incredible time.
I think the Gumps knew what was coming, regardless of what Feinbaum was feeding them.
Thank you, my brother. Fine. By the way, Bino, are you sitting down for this?
Yes.
There are reports out there, and Sam Levitt went into the portal with a do not contact, and it only takes one to overpay for a guy like that who's damaged goods. And he is damaged goods. Sean Sinclair's right about that. That's a 6-month injury. I wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole at $4 or $5 million. I'm sorry. I wouldn't do it. But apparently the University of Kentucky is getting ready to do it, according to some reports, because he's been linked to them. Going in with a do not disturb tag, according to various reports online right now. And that's the type of unserious thing that unserious programs do. And then it destroys the market for everybody else. What do you think of Levitt and Kentucky, Beanstar?
Tony, I wouldn't touch any quarterback that would leave Arizona State for Kentucky. I not only question now his physical well-being.
Back to the phones we go. He's taking the bag. Let's get our next call in. Hello and welcome.
Hey, Tony. Bino, Happy New Year.
Hey, Lumbus.
Happy New Year, Mark.
How we doing, Lumbus?
I mean, I'm glad the previous caller finally came around to it. Hopefully the rest of the audience does, that the SEC is not as good as the Big Ten anymore. I think we've seen it.
I think it's a year-to-year thing. Come on, Lumbus. You don't mean that.
They have more money than us, Tony. They're bigger. It's bigger schools with more well-heeled alumni.
Not true.
And not to insult anybody in the South with a degree from an SEC institution, the degrees from the Big Ten are worth a little bit more money because they're higher-rated schools.
This freaking
they are.
This freaking
and they
guy.
have more money.
This freaking guy, Bino.
I'm just saying. Look, Tony, that Rose Bowl yesterday, yeah.
It was
DeBoer,
one team versus another.
Tony, you look at the two teams on the hoof.
It's not a
and Indiana was a much more impressive-looking football team from a physical standpoint. It wasn't even close. It wasn't even close.
We've won the last few national titles before Ohio State. So what?
Tony, you seem to think that just because things were always one way, that they're going to remain that way forever. Much like you think because Tennessee was good 30 years ago, they should be good now, and Ole Miss stunk, they should stink now. Remember we had this argument?
The league.
And you said they should let Lane Kiffin coach?
The league.
How'd that work out?
The league.
Oh, that's right. Lane Kiffin would have never won that game last night. Pete Golding was the absolute nuts in that game. But Ole Miss is a never was. Never mind that we haven't won anything at all in like 30 years, but we play in a big stadium. That's pretty much all we can say.
That is what I say about us. We are certainly much more on the map than Ole Miss is, but the
Tony, are you on drugs?
Listen,
they're playing in a national semifinal.
Well, you didn't let me finish. The great thing about the sport now, as it's currently constructed, is an Ole Miss now can jump in there, win a few games, and be where they are. It's a great story.
They've won 52 games in 5 years. They're not John. They've been good for 5 years, Tony. They've been better than us for 20. So what are you talking about?
Oh boy.
Now,
Go
aren't
ahead,
you happy
Mark.
that
Mark, I'm no longer the SEC apologist that I once was.
Neither am I. I was too, Tony. Or Vino. I was too. I still try to be. It's just you can't deny the facts in the face here. Like it's just.
Here's what I am interested in seeing that I've heard people say out there.
Yes.
I'm interested in seeing over the next 10 years or so, there's a thought out there that NIL and the transfer portal is going to take away the dominance that the SEC has had the pleasure of having, because other teams now can do what the SEC was always willing to do, and supposedly most of the makeup of the other conferences were not. I'm anxious to see if the SEC bounces back in this, or if it does just totally equal the plan.
Yep.
Well, look, okay, nobody was going to Ohio State for just tuition and room and board, or to Michigan for just tuition and room and board. So I hate that argument
or
from
Notre
those
Dame.
people.
Or
okay, they weren't playing for free.
Those teams
all
are
right,
outside.
so I hate that argument. But like Indiana had huge amounts of untapped money sitting on the sidelines because they didn't care about football, and they got their donors to hire Signetti and put a bunch of money into it. And last year, that fan base had a lot of fun and said, you know what, let's keep doing this. Now, is Signetti an outlier and completely unique? Maybe. I mean, that staff has been together a very long time. They are elite talent evaluators, not just in terms of ability of players, but in fit. And they found a quarterback that also fit perfectly. And they are so well coached, and he suffers no fools. So I don't know if he would work at a blue blood that you got to be a politician, because that ain't him. Like, can you imagine him at Texas? He'd lose his mind. Can you imagine him at Alabama? Yeah, he'd probably they're so desperate now. They probably won't. They'd probably take it. But like Alabama, they're broke, but that's not going to stop them from spending every last dime they have to make sure yesterday never happens again. Because they look terrible. They didn't belong on the same field as Indiana from a physical standpoint. That's the thing that got me. Like, their lines of scrimmage looked awful. Awful. And I don't think they're going to allow that. They're going to do whatever they can to not allow that to happen. Unlike us, who we take an ass whipping and we just say, it's okay. Let's just do the status quo.
That's one thing I'm not going to argue with you on. We last year had and look, I'm not patting myself on the back, but it made me so angry last year when the transfer portal was going on and everybody else in the league was acting like a have, and we were acting like a have-not. And this freaking Danny White guy doesn't charge have-not prices. Last time I checked, he's topping the mark in the league. He can't wait to get your tickets. They're watching your actuarial tables. They're watching your obituaries. And this freaking guy, I mean, they couldn't do anything. I mean, what are we doing? Everybody else blowing by you. Everybody getting this guy, getting that guy, getting this guy. And then we lose a safety in the spring because they don't want to pay him, like an extra $50,000 or whatever? I mean, are you freaking kidding me? That better not happen again. That better not happen again here.
I agree. I mean, because this past season, Tony, was a complete waste of time.
Well, no,
that's all it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
This
it was a waste of time.
No, stop, Mark.
Now, you're going to talk about Julian Sane, real quick. Your Julian Sane comment, yeah, he didn't play well, but Ryan Day completely handcuffed him with the way he coached that game. How they didn't up-tempo Miami, because the two series they did it on, they went right down the field on them. They had no depth beyond Messidor and Bain on that defensive front. And when they went up-tempo, those guys were on the sidelines gasping for air. Ole Miss ain't going to have a problem going tempo against us. I think Ole Miss is going to beat them. And Ole Miss is going to play for the title.
I think Ole Miss is going to play for the title. I agree with that. And it's going to be a great story. And you know why? Because Lane Kiffin's not there to get in the way.
Tony all week.
The best GM in college sports is what he is. GM Lane Kiffin.
Tony.
Yep.
They don't win that game with Lane Kiffin yesterday.
I agree with that.
And the stuff that was going on all week down there, like the position coaches that are going to LSU, they're not going to be there anymore. Like they're kicking them out. They're going to keep Weiss because Weiss has been a pro throughout this whole thing and called a phenomenal game yesterday. But they're going because Weiss has been professional about it. But the rest of that staff that's already going to LSU, they're giving them the boot. All the position coaches they're leaving, they're telling them to get out. They've been doing some crazy stuff down there. Like they're having to have the coaches that are staying sit in on meetings with the coaches that are leaving if they're meeting with players because there's no trust going on. It's wild. I hope they win the whole thing just to shove it in Lane's face. Because Lane's going to lose his mind. Lane's already melting down over this. Get this, Tony.
Yeah.
Tony, there was a talk that he was going to go down with the governor of Louisiana to the game.
Right.
And he I think CAA or Sankey kind of told him, okay, enough's enough here. You're not doing this. But instead he goes to the LSU women's basketball game, and they lose for the first time all year.
That's right.
And they lost.
They got beat. He came out at midcourt and did a big to-do. They got beat. Yeah. I'll give you something else that I found out from an industry source today. He tried to talk his way onto the set of of one of the ESPN shows, and that's when they told him no,
yeah,
sir.
And he's melting down over this because he's so mad that they wouldn't let him coach this thing. Like it's wild. It is wild. And and here's the thing, one more thing, Tony.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, they're giving him so much money to go spy players.
Yep.
It's championship or bust for him next year. He doesn't win it all. He's going to have issues.
So, Lumbo, the reports out there that they're throwing $6 million at this kid from Cincinnati trying to lure him in. That makes sense to you then?
No. Yeah. They're trying to get everybody – Tony, they're trying to raid the Ole Miss roster. That's for damn sure. They're going to throw a bunch of money at that kicker. Like they're going to give him $500,000. They don't care.
How can you say that? Somebody's asking about the Big Ten after the way Oregon and Ohio State looked. How are you on here puffing your chest out?
Oregon won 23-0.
Yeah, but they look like crap doing it.
They didn't have to look good. Texas Tech had didn't have a functioning quarterback.
What do you think of Texas Tech showing,
Tony,
Dino?
That Texas Tech team, this is the worst they're going to be for 5 years. They're loading up everywhere. Now, why they didn't get a quarterback when putting together that defense, I have no idea. That defense is 1,000% legit. Like, they got an $8 million defensive line.
Oregon's losing next round, big boy.
Probably, because Indiana's the best team in the country.
Indiana's going to beat them like they're mad at them, and I'll be thinking about you during the game. But, Mark, thank you. You're out of here.
If Texas Tech had $150 invested on the offensive side, they got cheated.
Where's Tim Banks when you need him? Because that's the equivalent. I'd like to see Tim Banks' defense, Bino, go against that Texas Tech offense. What do you think would happen?
They'd light Banks up.
Are you currently a residential electrician? Would you like more benefits, better pay, more upside? What about a $3,000 signing bonus? Free company-paid health insurance, annual profit share, company vehicle, gas card, much more. Call Advent Electric today. Advent, known for their large commercial jobs around town, and due to high demand, they're adding additional roles for their residential department. Maybe you know a friend, family member that's a residential electrician. Spread the word. Email hr@adventelectric.com. hr@adventelectric.com. 865-588-0631 and ask for the Tony B 3K signing bonus. Advent Electric is hiring. You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land? Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contracting. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting.
College football fans, Chris Fowler here with the play call. This season, go for Dose with ice-cold refreshing Dos Equis. It's more than a single play. It's a mindset. Think of it as a 2-point conversion for real life. Taking the risk, making the bold move. Whenever we get the chance to go big, we take it. On the field and off, always go for Dose with Dos Equis.
Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis Lager Especial Beer. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Tony Basilio along with the great Mark Griffin. And we're here to talk about our friends at Performance Medicine. And Griff, their slogan, stay educated, stay healthy. That's you.
Wow. I really like to think that, Tony, and I'd like to give Dr. Rogers a lot of credit because I definitely want to stay educated and healthy, and knowing that he's putting the time and effort in to make sure of my care, I want to encourage your listeners to put the time to learn and become educated and get to know Dr. Rogers and see if it can help with your health as well.
And there's a really, really easy way to do that. In fact, they've got their own YouTube channel. You can see Dr. Rogers for himself with his staff. It's called The Performance Medicine Show over at the Performance Medicine channel over on YouTube. Also, more information at performancemedicine.net. To our friends in North Knoxville, a brand new location over in Fountain City, now accepting patients. So many ways to reach Dr. Rogers. And like they say, stay educated, stay healthy. Performance Medicine, online, performancemedicine.net.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
The season of giving reminds us of what truly matters, community and connection. Hi there, Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. As the year closes, I wanted to take a moment to sincerely thank you, my Basilio family clients. Thank you for trusting me with your most important decisions. Whether it was finding your first home or successfully closing a chapter, your trust means everything. I look forward to new and continued relationships through the new year, and feel free to reach out to me at 865-694-5904 or nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and of course, go Vols!
Basilio here with my buddy, Connexial Kristen.
Hey Tony, good to see ya. Connexial builds fleet technology that helps transportation and logistics companies win big. Live GPS, easy ELD and compliance tools, AI dash cameras, and asset tracking, all backed by the #1 U.S. customer support team. Want a better playbook for your operations? Visit Connexial.com/Tony. That's KONEXIAL.com/Tony. Connexial, built for drivers, trusted by fleets, and proud Vol fans.
Tony Basilio here, and I got the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance 2026. Chad, do you believe we've made it?
Boys and girls teams start off the new year at big national event showcases. We got our younger kids training indoors and doing a lot of things to get better. So we're excited about what the future holds.
Chad, I hear the juice behind you. I hear the kids. Your program reaches throughout East Tennessee. If folks want to get involved, what's the advice?
We're easy to get in touch with. We offer players at all ages, all levels, all experience. We have a program for all of our kids that we have, and we're excited for anyone to join us.
And even some Lady Vols as well. Several college players all over the country, yes?
Absolutely. We had a lot of girls that we were able to watch play in the NCAA tournament. A lot of our former players made big runs through the tournament. We're so excited for them.
Growing the beautiful game. In this, the year of the World Cup in North America.
Whoa.
Celebrate the beautiful game.
Whoa.
Get your child involved. FCAllianceKnox.org. That's FCAllianceKnox.org. And Chad, thank you, man. Keep growing the beautiful game.
Absolutely, Tony, and thank you very much.
It's unbelievable, Andy. The playbook with William Pattison, by the way, on the way next. We're going to stay here and do some overdrive overtime, or just overtime. Yet unsponsored, but fired up, focused, and prepared nonetheless. Bino, I love this narrative that they wouldn't have, Ole Miss wouldn't have won if Kiffin was coaching them. I think it's a great narrative. And I love the backstory that Kiffin tried to talk his way on the ESPN set, and they told him no thank you.
Yeah, you know, Tony, it doesn't look good for him right now. And I always take some of this stuff with a grain of salt, because anytime anybody walks away, they get their ass kicked on the way out.
Mm-hmm.
But he makes it pretty easy to do it.
He's a real Pete. Let's go back to the phones. Amazing time. Just an amazing time, y'all. If Kentucky really goes and pays that quarterback from Arizona State, who's damaged goods, like $5 million, that's one of the more unserious things. And I know the Stein kids are new coach, and it's Stein time and all this stuff. It makes zero sense, Bino, to do that. And to your point, Bino, it makes even less sense for him to go do that, unless he just wants to take a bag.
Yeah, Tony, and you were talking about just what an amazing time it is, and it's certain. I just never thought I would ever see Indiana with a football team like they've got.
Yep.
And one of my favorite guys on X is Super 70s sports guy that I think is one of the funniest guys out there.
Yep.
This encapsulates it perfectly. I wish I could go back to 85 and explain to people that in the future you have to win the Rose Bowl to play in the Peach Bowl. that just encapsulates it all for me.
Back to the phones we go. 865-200-5402. As news breaks out, we break in. Hi, welcome in. You're on the air.
Tony, Ben O'Brien, Josh Boy.
What's up, Josh? Happy New Year to you, buddy. Wingo.
Happy New Year to you guys as well.
Yep.
So, guys, I think that hiring...
Josh, stay right there. I didn't realize that we were up against the top of the hour. Man, poor clock management by me. I'm in holiday mode, though, y'all. I'm in holiday mode. What can I say? The great William Pattison is on the way next. I keep it live, legal, large, and in charge. And then Joshy Boy will get his thoughts, and everybody gets to speak. And we're going to hang out and have a little celebration today. An Alabama celebration.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKG in Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Hey Josh, let me set the vittles for you here. I got some freshly shaved turkey with some jalapeno peppers, with some Mexican cheese, and look at that. like a oh, look at that. Looky here, rapping no fear, crystal clear, with Joshy Boy in my ear. So, Joshy Boy, I need you to really talk so I can eat my lunch. Can you do that?
Okay. Yeah, can I ask you a question before I get to my call?
Joshua, if you ask me questions, right?
It's a serious question,
I know,
okay?
but how am I going to eat my lunch? Brian, does he understand what I'm trying to say to him?
Or maybe Bino can answer it for me, Tony.
I got you.
Asking questions is part of your call,
so,
isn't it?
If you guys win the bet, Tennessee finishes over 500 in the conference, can I join you and Bino at the dinner that Dave is going to end up paying you?
Are you talking about the basketball?
Yeah, the basketball bet.
Oh, you can come anyway. I want you two psychos in the same room.
All right. So, Bino, what do you think about the hire of Poindexter? Do you think our cornerbacks may be finally able to turn around on a play?
I think I believe all of the hiring to this point has been pretty spot on. Joshy Poindexter being the star of the bunch. I think that our defensive staff has just been upgraded tremendously.
Yeah, I agree with that. So, do you think we'll see a difference in year one with Knowles?
We hear how complicated it is to run his system. I think it helps a lot that he's bringing guys that have been with him that can help him communicate what he needs to be. We're going to see an improvement, Joshy. We can't see anything else.
All right.
Anyone whose name is Poindexter, I'm betting on them. I don't have to know anything about them or see them or ever meet them.
We've got to
their name's Poindexter.
We've got to find.
Whatever they're going to do.
They're
going to do it very well.
We've got to find an adjuster out of the portal, guys. That's the most important thing. That free safety, that adjuster for them, is very, very important. The guy at Penn State this year was very good at it.
And Tony, I watched the Hauser kid a lot this year at East Carolina because I had a bet up. I wouldn't mind if we went after him in the portal. Kid can play. And you would be able to get him for pretty cheap.
Yes. And by the way, Josh.
Yes.
Poindexter is the safeties coach. The kid from Ohio State is going to be the cornerbacks coach.
Ohio State, okay. Mm-hmm. Who was the defensive coach that we hired from Penn State yesterday?
That's Andrew Jackson. Who I understand is going to make his residence at the Hermitage.
Okay. Any word on who you think we might hire for our strength and conditioning coach?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. So I want to get to it because I know me and Bino talked about it yesterday at halftime during the game. If you can beat Yankee Bama in Alabama in the same season, then you got my vote for my favorite college coach, football coach. I've liked the guy since they hired him last year. Kurt Signetti is taking name and kicking asses. And I know I like him and not offend some people. I'm sorry. But the guy's probably going to beat Oregon for a second time next week, and he's probably going to win the national championship. I picked them to win the Natty before the playoffs started. And Kurt Signetti did something that Rick Barnes didn't do at Tennessee. Get to the Final Four. See ya.
A creative shot at Barnes. Bino, I'll give him credit on that.
Absolutely.
I know.
Well, I'll say this, Tony. I was dead wrong about Signetti, and I think now from just about every standpoint.
What do you mean?
I wasn't sure that he was a really good football coach. I am now. I thought that he was a total Richard.
Yep.
And I don't believe that now. That was just first impression. But I have a history of this. I do have a history of this. Years ago, there was another brash, loudmouth Italian. I didn't like him a bit the first time I heard him. Now I love him. So I've been through this process before.
So you don't like it? You sumbitch. Did you just slip me in there at the end to see if I was listening? Bino likes it when he's half listening to a caller, and I know he is. And I'll go, Bino, what'd you think of that? We were talking about it the other day. And Bino goes, he goes, you're not even looking at me, and you can tell. You're not even on. Yeah, we're on like an app over here.
Been on long enough together that you know.
And you tried to slide that through on me, Bino, you clown.
Oh, hey, it's really kind of sucks for Oregon fans that they've been playing at the top of the sport for so long.
Yep.
And Indiana's going to come along.
Yep.
And after 2 years, they're favored to win a national championship, and they're going to get to one before Oregon does.
And Oregon has all that Nike money.
Despite all the hype and Nike money that Oregon has amassed over the last 2 decades, still no national titles in football, which is hard to believe. They've come close twice.
I was listening to Texas Tech's radio yesterday, guys, because I love listening to radio. Texas Tech's announcer, he says, "I want to find out." I was working in the basement doing some stuff, and he says, "I want to know how much respect I'm going to have for Dan Lanning when they were on the goal line, Bino, and they punched that ball in the end zone." And he said, "I just lost respect for him." And I'm sitting there going, you freaking people spent all this money in the portal, bought your way to where you are with the oil money, okay? And you want Dan Lanning to feel sorry for you?
Yeah.
I mean, are you freaking kidding me? I'm not kidding. Those of you, if you went back and go back, I lost respect for him. Here's an idea. Put a defense out there that can stop him. Don't give him the ball on the 1 foot line.
Go score a damn point.
And quit calling timeouts, by the way. Now that we're on the subject. You're going to call timeout. I'm going to run my plays. You're going to let the clock run out, then we're going to let the clock run out. They were out there calling timeout, Bino. Shit.
Hey,
give me a
break. That's no Spurrier tenant I agree with. You stop us.
You stop us.
It's your job to stop us. It's not our job to stop ourselves.
We have somebody here, Smokey Vol 98. He said, let's see. Keaton Thomas, Baylor transfer linebacker, played for Andrew Jackson at West Virginia. Good linebacker, can play. And then we come down here, and somebody else told us that the adjuster from Penn State last year, I got to double check on this. And I will double check on this, but Penn State safety King Mack is in the portal. Now, I got to check on that if he was the adjuster or not. But, Bino, are you for or against the name King Mack at this point?
I'm for it.
Because we will call that the King Mack attack back there.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if I'm for how many times you're going to say adjuster in 2026. But I'm for us getting the right guy to play it.
Well, you're just going to have to adjust to it, Bino.
Brendan Sorsby is going to visit Texas Tech and LSU.
What did we tell you the whole time? Tony B's got pretty good sources, doesn't he?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. The last couple weeks, what we told you, Tennessee's really tried to get in there with him. I'm glad they're keeping their powder dry. They have too many needs to pay a quarterback $6 million.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not knocking our basketball situation, okay? But it's about as silly as paying Ament $4 million. No offense. The only way Ament's worth that money, and we were not going to know this, is if he takes you to a Final Four in March. And generally, freshmen don't do that. Generally, veteran players do that. By the way, the Vols, Arkansas tomorrow. We'll be on with Garza Law, Tennessee basketball overtime, and the game ends. I believe that game is a 3 o'clock Eastern time start. Is that right, Bri?
Yeah, on ESPN2.
So we're on here about 5. About 5. But let's go back to the phones. So much stuff to talk about. So much stuff to get into. So, I mean, they could play jump in the stadium for that guy if they bring the Mac Daddy in. Because what was the kid's name again? The adjuster, Bino, do you guys remember? Something Mac?
You said King Mac.
Yeah, King Mac will make you jump. King Mac will make you jump. The Daddy Mac will make you jump. Bino, you like that song? Jump. The Mac Dad will make you jump. Basilio's gonna eat. Let's go back to the phones. Yeah, I'm eating my lunch on the air. What's it to you? It's our overtime, and it's not sponsored. Hi, welcome in. You're on the air.
I'm on.
You're on.
Hey, man, boy, my little Harriman attorney, you got me foo-fop today for the port of the playoff and all of 2026 as a whole, man.
Have we done okay? I mean, has the show been okay today?
Ready to go, bro. And I want to say, what up, Being Comment? How you doing, bro? We well?
Brother Billy, I am better than well, and I appreciate you asking. Happy New Year to you.
It's Boy Billy, I think, right? Boy Billy or Brother Billy?
He Brother Billy to me.
Gaw!
Hey, Tone, I was doing some research out on the YouTube.
Uh-huh.
I saw a video of you calling a Fulton-Austin East basketball game, and I saw a little picture of you. Looked like it was a full head of hair ago and about 4,000 backaches ago, bro. You did a good job on the call, though, bro.
Ain't that the truth? We enjoyed, Bino and I did it. We enjoyed doing those high school games. That was fun.
It was.
I mean, and you did a good job, man. But speaking of this Poindexter guy, my middle school gym coach, Herman Poindexter, worst gym teacher ever had, man. Hope that's not an omen of what we got coming with this new Poindexter. But, you know, it is what it is.
Shout out Herman Poindexter. What a great name that is.
Man, the worst, bro.
He sounds
people
like
know. People listening, if they know, they know, you know?
Well, he sounds like a total loser.
There you go, Brian. There's your one.
All right, I got some insights, bro. I've been thinking about some stuff.
Did he do to you what my gym teacher did to me, give me a C in gym? Because I missed my, because I forgot my sneakers a couple times. That really burned me.
Oh, man, you know, Jim, I'm an athlete, bro. I got an A all day.
Yeah, but I kept forgetting my sneakers, right? And my dad looked at me and he said, I don't care the rest of your report card, whatever, dude. He said, but a C in gym? He said, I have 6 kids. You're the only one that's ever, and I'm the youngest. You bring a C home in gym? I said, Dad, I forgot my sneakers 3 times.
Hey, that ain't a reflection of nothing but just, you know, general time management and aloofness, bro. You're just too interested in people. That's all that is.
That's all. I was keeping it real at that age, wasn't I?
Yeah, man, you just living your truth, man.
Yeah.
All right. But my insights, bro, I've been thinking about this, you know. You know, I'm a deep thinker. Bino knows it. These people are underestimating the value of getting in this playoff and being ranked 5 through 8. You're a big economics guy. You know all this stuff, man. But I don't know what you can make from a home game, hosting a big playoff game. But, you know, between ticket profits and parking and concessions, I mean, can you get, you know, 10, 12 million out of there?
Oh,
if you get that 5 through 8 ranking and you get an extra 10, 12, $15 million clear from selling everything under the sun in that playoff game, and you roll all that into your NIL, man, that gets you the top quarterback, the top left tackle, maybe 2 receivers out of the portal every year, bro, that those 1 through 4 things don't even get, man.
Totally agree.
It's a weird system, bro. You'd rather be 5 and 4 all day when it comes to money. Maybe not with seeding, maybe not with the Bible. When it comes to money, 5 through 8 got a leg up.
You know what's wild, Bino, is that there is very little doubt that it feels like the baseball playoffs. Now, people would say, well, it's a small sample size. Because I'm playing, it seems counterintuitive because I don't have the wear and tear on me of having played last week if I'm one of those teams on the sidelines, but there's certainly something to it, Beanstar. There's got to be something to it, right?
And it's absolutely is something to continuity.
The baseball playoffs.
That's a good thought, Boy Billy. That's a really good thought.
Mine wasn't a good thought, Bino? Just Boy Billy?
Yeah, yours was an outstanding thought, but you're on here every day.
Screw you, too.
Hey, Tone, you got any resolutions, bro?
Yeah, my resolution is to be more caller-centric in 2026.
Yes.
And to generally be not an asshole on here.
They got to your head with the tier talk, didn't they? Caller-centric.
Huh?
I mean, everybody was getting on you about that tier talk, saying you didn't take enough calls and stuff, saying that segment needed a traffic cop, man. Is that what got you to focus on callers or what?
No, just reflection. I was just thinking to myself, how can I be better? And I've got a couple other resolutions, but as it pertains to this show, I want to be more inclusive, have a better attitude, and just generally not be a complete PP on the air to people.
Hey, man, some of that's hilarious, though, bro. You can't go away from the bread and butter, you know what I'm saying?
What's the bread and butter? What's that mean?
I mean, just ribbing people, giving the authentic opinion, jabbing with the collars, some of those, the body expressions now on YouTube, falling out in the chair, hitting the papers when people are talking. I mean, you got some mannerisms, bro. They funny, though, man. You got to keep them going. Don't resolute those out the mix.
I want to be more staid, boring, and more analytical in the year, and more statistical oriented. How am I going to do, Bino?
Most New Year's resolutions are gone by the middle of February. Yours have already gone.
Wow, that's pretty harsh.
Dang.
Damn,
hey,
Boy Billy.
I'm back to work, bro. Back to work.
Hey, love you, man.
I'm out.
Bye. Love you, bro.
And I'm glad you missed out on all of those, Tony.
Back to the phones we go on a day where we celebrate the fact that there's 4 bowl games. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Tony, you're the miggity Mac daddy because you're the miggity Mac. Yo.
Do you remember any of the words to that tune besides the jump part?
Kinda, yeah. Believe that. I remember they said, believe that.
The one kid was talking so fast.
Because I'm the miggity Mac daddy. Crisscross to make you.
Crisscross, that's who it was. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. That's what we need is a guy named Chris. Well, there is a guy. There's a guitar player named Christopher Cross. Maybe we can get him.
Out of Austin, of all places.
Yeah, right. I don't even think that was his real name. So, real quickly, glorious what happened, the story about Lane Kiffin. It made me imagine if, John Ward was still alive and for some reason working for ESPN and Lane Kiffin walked over and asked, hey, do you mind if I jump on the set? John Ward would say, no, sir-ree.
No, that's pretty next level right there, Shepard. That's pretty next level.
Yeah. Oh, God. I mean, I don't, I don't really root for Mississippi in anything, but I'm rooting for these kids.
Oh, my God,
This
dude.
particular team.
Those kids got left behind.
Yeah.
And got screwed by an awful system that could give 2 shits about the athletes. They always could.
Mm-mm.
It's always been about money. It's always been about these administrators and these coaches lining their pockets down through the years. But what they've done to this thing now, in having a coach leave a playoff team behind, really takes the cake. And I hope they cut the damn nets down. You're exactly right.
It would be, it would be super cool. Indiana used to be a basketball school. Now they're a football school.
Yep.
And Mississippi, about 3 or 4 years ago when I started calling, or maybe it was like 2019 when I started calling in.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I used to listen to you also back in the late 90s. When I was at UT. And I used to run into you at like events over like at golf courses.
Really? We know each other? I know you?
Yeah, I mean, I used to run into you because we would talk crap about the Phillies and Braves. It was like during 2001, the 2000 season, the 01. I would see you at golf. You were on 99.7.
Yep, first ever FM sports radio station in the history of. It was 95.7. You have a good memory, man. First ever
and
FM station
you were doing
in the history
remote.
of the state. Yep, FM sports radio station, and I was doing a remote at the Wheat Course when we met.
Yeah.
And by the way, I can't do that now. I can't talk trash to you because I'm a new me.
That's what I just heard. I mean, we'll see how long that lasts. I mean, Bino's already counted you out, but I believe in you, man. I believe in you, brother.
Bino's a damn stooge.
Okay, so earlier this week I called and I was like, we got to get an offensive line and a defensive line, and I think Will said watch the Ohio State, Miami, or whoever it was, Miami and. Yeah, who was it that Miami played?
You were right.
Anyways, right, okay. So, yeah, that was some great interior play. And last night, Ole Miss did what they've done with a Division II quarterback, right?
That's correct.
So, I mean, would you be cool to go down to Division II and find somebody like is it Chambliss? Is that his last name?
Let me ask you something.
Yes.
Can this quarterback we're talking about play and function in my offense? If the answer is yes,
then
the answer is I absolutely would do it, and I'll be open-minded to whomever they get, but I'll be a little leery, and here's why. Mm-hmm. This head coach has shown me so far that he's not a very good identifier at this level when it comes to that position. But just because a guy comes from a lower division doesn't mean he cannot help you. I think Trinidad Chambliss has opened a lot of eyes, and he should open eyes because he's a hell of an athlete.
Was it Missouri Valley State?
That's exactly
like
right.
That?
That's well put.
And just one more thing as I go out the door, as Josh says. Do you think we'll ever? I don't know who started it. Maybe it was our fault with Peyton, with Archie. Are you getting a little tired of the parent cam, where we focus on a mom or dad for just? I don't mind the 1 or 2 shots, but like
I thought you were going to ask me if I'm getting tired of the Mannings. Yes, I am tired of the Mannings, and the parent cam thing is annoying. And seeing Arch Manning, what's Arch Manning's father's name, Bino? I forget. Cooper. They were focusing on Cooper the other day during that game. And I mean, what are we doing? I mean, let these people be. I will say that the family of the kid that plays quarterback for Indiana, those look like just beautiful, awesome people. And seeing last night the mother of Trinidad Chambliss come down on the field and pray with her son was very next level last night. That looks like a great story right there.
Yeah, I don't mind all that. I'm not really taking a shot just at her. I'm just talking about, endless shots.
Now the Pavias, she.
And they used to do it with Mark Sears' mom for Alabama, which used to drive me nuts.
Mark Sears. That's a good stick by
and one more thing, if you're looking for a good song to get to work on guitar, try "Neon" by John Mayer, brother. I'll talk to you later.
Have a Dwight Gooden.
Tony, the great Jerry Rice went to Mississippi Valley State.
Yep. And you know what they said about him? You know what they said about him being started in the first round? When he slid to the Niners, they said he didn't have a good clock time.
Yeah.
You know what Bill Walsh said about him when he drafted him?
Good evaluation.
Yeah, Bill Walsh said, we don't play games with clocks in our hands. I've never seen a guy function on the field, Bino, that allegedly ran a 4.8 40 that could outrun everybody with the ball in his hands.
And the Pavia family's just going to switch channels on your television, Tony. You're getting ready to see them on Patrol Live.
There is little doubt. There is little doubt. Somebody said that was near that incident when the kid was putting the flag in everybody's face and he wouldn't put it down. Said that basically the little brother, the other brother, almost talked his way into that paddy wagon with him. But let's go back to the phones. 865-200-5402 as we welcome you in. East 10 said they didn't bring in Chambliss to start. I know that. But what he proves is, if given an opportunity, and this is my thing when I watch Joey football this year, who, by the way, played with a cyst all year and just had a surgery, and God bless the kid. Benign cyst, praise God. Joey football, to me, and I'm keeping it real with you now. I think you can find a better player than him in the portal. But what he showed me is that there are a lot of guys out there like him that, if given the opportunity, could shine in the spotlight. How do I know that? Very few of these guys go on to the NFL and are star players. And there's a whole big pot of them. And some end up in Division I programs where they really don't belong. Some of them end up in these 1AA programs where they're better than a lot of the guys that end up in the 1 programs. Some of the guys end up at places like Wyoming, like Josh Allen. Look around the NFL and look at where some of those guys played. I'd encourage you to do that on any of those rosters. There are football players all over the place. I don't just want to buy a name out of the portal when it comes to quarterback or any of these positions. I'm going to tell you something. That Peely guy, if he didn't get hurt, would have been a great player here. Did you know who he was when they signed him? I didn't. You can go right up there. You can go right up to the Mountain West Conference. You can go get kids off San Diego State's team that come in here and help you. And you got to know what you're doing. What did Hugie say earlier, Bino? He said something like Indiana has 21 transfers on their team, 16 of whom come from Group of 5 football teams. Only 4 or 5 of them come from Power 4 programs.
James Madison.
Yep.
Caleb Herring is entering the transfer portal, Tennessee edge rusher.
He'll be sorely missed.
14 tackles and 4 sacks on the season.
Mm-hmm. Be really missed. How am I supposed
That's both Herrings that's left here, right?
How am I supposed to live without you? Now that I've been loving you for so long. Never forget it, Mino, when Jessica Spano sung that. Shout out to Billy Jarvis. Let's go back to the phones. Hello and welcome in. You are on our Friday edition.
I kind of prefer Return of the Mac as opposed to like the Criss Cross.
Return of the Mac's a great jam, dude. Now that's a great jam. Shout out to Andre.
Yeah.
Great jam.
I was trying to think of the lyrics. I don't know if I can recite the lyrics, but something about like, as the saddest story goes, now I got the flow, something like that.
That's an awesome song. You got credibility, bro, when you pull out Return of the Mac on here.
Yeah. Yeah, man, you could find these quarterbacks, I think, in a lot of different places. Could you imagine, what if they had the portal back in the day? Like, you go pull Steve McNair from Alcorn State, put him on, like, Tennessee's roster back in the day.
Exactly. That's the point. Yes.
Right.
And fans would have said, what are you doing? You're going to Alcorn State.
Yeah. I mean, the wild thing about Chambliss is, I mean, Kiffin, obviously discovered him, but he didn't think he was good enough to beat out Austin Simmons.
Right. That's exactly right.
You know?
But he was smart enough to get him. He was smart enough to get him.
Yeah.
He gets credit for that, right? I give him credit.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt. Yeah, I mean, Devon, but yeah, I mean, it took Simmons. Yeah, if it wasn't for Simmons, I don't know if it was injured. I guess he got hurt and then decided he couldn't play anyway. He was throwing interceptions. But, I mean, honestly, that game by Chambliss last night, like, one of the best games I've ever seen from a quarterback in a big-time game. I was saying, like, the C.J. Stroud game versus Georgia a few years ago, well, it was pretty incredible. And that game by Chambliss last night was just off the charts, man. I mean,
I'm surprised that a guy with those capabilities ever went anywhere to be a backup. They're lucky as they can be.
Yeah, I mean that's like you lucked out. That's exactly what it is, just luck. And sometimes you got to be lucky in sports, you know.
Because with Hendon
that's
here,
a part of it.
Just like Hendon Hooker, that's exactly what that is, Bino.
Yeah.
That's getting Hendon Hooker lucky.
Yeah.
And having that. There's so much to love about that story, particularly when you think about that Lane Kiffin left those kids high and dry to die. And Lee, they might just go off and win the thing. They might just do it.
I don't know if they can beat Indiana. I don't still think they're the best team, but I think they can beat Miami.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about Miami is, look, Mark was right when Ohio State went tempo. Bain and Mesdor were gassed, man, and Ole Miss is going to push it. Like they're not going to lay back and play this slow, like Service Academy game that Ohio State was doing.
And you know what's funny? Ohio State did it all year, and we kept talking about on Winners and Losers presented by our friends at Dos Equis /VIP Play. We kept talking about how Ohio State was doing it because they were keeping their powder dry for the playoffs because they just wanted to stay healthy. No, Ohio State was doing it, as it turns out, Lee, because they were doing it, which was really odd, wasn't it?
It makes no sense, man. Like, just to have that roster and be content with playing a game like where you only get the ball like 8 times or something, 7 times. It's that makes no sense at all. I mean, as good as Miami is on both lines of scrimmage, like I still think Ohio State probably overcomes it if that's like a 12-13 possession game. They probably wear down that defensive line a little bit, and they probably find a way to win. You know, it's just wild to me that you would even entertain playing that slow if you're Ohio State. But hey, it got them beat.
Yeah, we thought all year, oh, they're just trying to, save their roster and play the game within the game. No, that's kind of what it kind of goes back to last year in the Michigan game when their head coach played it close to the vest because he wanted to play it close to the vest, and then it woke them up, and they decided, hey, we better go wide open in the playoff. It's kind of the same sort of thought, Lee, if you think about it.
Yeah, see, they didn't really go faster in the playoffs last year. They just started becoming much more aggressive, and they became highly efficient at doing so. And it's just weird how they decided to manage that. It's just weird. I mean, but I give Miami a ton of credit, man. I mean, they're so good at both lines of scrimmage that they're kind of a monster. I mean, that's a hell of a pick by you. I mean, I didn't think they would beat them. Yeah, they got that done.
You know what they say? Hey, even a goofy Italian finds an acorn every once in a while, or a spaghetti or a piece of meatball.
Yeah, the Texas Tech thing, like, I know people don't like them. I think it's good that they're going out and, like, trying to spend money and get better. I hope it maybe pushes more teams in that league to spend money. And I think it's better for the game if they do that. But listen, yeah, that's going to be the worst Texas Tech team they're going to have in a while. I don't think they expected to be here this year. I think they probably surprised themselves getting here. I think if they knew they were getting to the playoffs, I think they would have gone out and spent money on a quarterback this year. But they're stacking that roster at Texas Tech. Like they're going to be back and they're going to be better. So, but I love the fact that this is like a new blood, whatever. Yeah, but we're not getting Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia, Oklahoma. We're getting like sort of new teams. I think it's pretty cool.
And
there's no villain to root against from at least my perspective.
That's right. Hey, Bryce, somebody asked me. They said, what are the ratings going to be? If, let's say, Indiana and the aforementioned team we were just discussing a second ago, why is the name escaping me?
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Miami.
What happens if they play each other? What, You tell me. What happens to it?
I think
the numbers are going to
I
be
think it gets
huge.
better ratings than last year with Ohio State and Notre Dame.
People are sick of the same teams. I'm really convinced of that.
People get bored with it. People got bored of it last year when it was the same teams in the last four and in the championship game.
Yes.
I think this is great. Yeah. You know, as far as Indiana goes, man, it's a joy watching them. Obviously, it's fun watching somebody beat the crap out of Alabama. Like, that's always good. But, man, just watching them play, like, and how connected they are and just buttoned up. And, man, their DC is so freaking good, man. I know Signetti gets all the flowers, and he should. I mean, it's a remarkable story. But, man, their DC is incredible, man. Like, they play like light boxes, but they react so quick to everything, and they're always in the right spot. Like, his, like, pressure, like, blitz stuff is really unique. I don't know, man. It's so good. Just watching them, they don't make mistakes on either side of the ball. They don't ever hurt themselves. I mean, it's fun watching them play, man. It's an incredible story, man. I would never even have guessed this could ever happen. Like 10 years ago, I don't think this could happen. But they're spending money. They got talent, but
no, you know, Anthony yesterday texted me. He said, "Dad, on the field, this team over here, the Indiana team, looks 3 touchdowns better than these guys after like a quarter." He said somebody's getting ready to get hammered in this game, and it is not going to be Indiana.
Mauled them.
And they
just
were not
mauled
afraid.
Alabama.
And they were not afraid. They were not afraid. When Alabama did that thing where they went for it on 4th down, and Signetti was over there. Bino, what'd you think of that just shit-eating grin that Signetti had on his face when he was just sitting over there going, "Okay, you guys go for it. Go for it. Go right out there and go for it."
Yeah, he's just I mean, he's a lot Saban-like. He's just dialed in all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
All the time. Guy
and they were
is
missing
so
one of
good.
their better defensive players too, and you could never tell.
Their first-round pick
which
defensive
Watson
end.
thought that might make a difference.
That's
but
right.
I tell you what surprises me, Lee. There's no way that they're as, if you look at height and weight and that kind of thing, that they're as physical as some of these teams they're playing. They flat strike a blow. If there's any real physical difference there, they're making up for it somehow.
Well, that shot that that quarterback took yesterday in the open field, I mean, he just let go of the ball. He got hit so hard, Bino, right between his shoulder blades. That safety came over, and I mean, thumped him. He put the thumping on him.
Yeah.
I mean, their defensive line was out. Alabama outweighed them about 50 pounds on the offensive line. I mean, but it didn't matter. You know, I just wonder what Alabama's going to do. Like, how much does this drive them, like, to make serious changes in what they're doing? Because they're kind of like us after Ohio State last year. Like, they're really not close, man.
No, they're not
at the top of the sport. You know,
they're closer to
Tennessee.
They're closer to the Tennessees and LSUs of the world than they are to the national championship.
Yeah. No doubt about it, Bri. That's really well put.
I hope we're not like a year behind the curve. You know,
I was telling
like,
Bino
I'm glad we're.
Yeah, I hope we didn't wait and get this coach fired because he should have done this 2 years ago. This overhaul, the defense thing, should have been done 2 years ago.
And the offensive line situation is going to be a problem.
Well, we'll see. I hope they didn't wait too long. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that's my worry. Is like we're a year behind the curve on this, and it's going to be hard to catch back up. You know, I mean, doesn't mean you can't do it. No. I mean, you can do it. You just got to be really smart with your evaluations and everything that you do. But you know, I guess I'm a little skeptical. I hate to be that way, but I just wish we would have done a lot of this last year. And I get the defense statistically looked really good last year, but the truth is, like, it was a lot of smoke and mirrors against the better teams we played. It wasn't. It really wasn't all that. You know.
Well, you also wonder, Lee, how much patience there is left with the people that matter. And I think that Josh damaged himself a whole lot in the last 2 games of this season.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Especially the game against Vandy. And I hope I'm like you guys. I hope we didn't wait too late. And if these changes start to prove that we're headed back in the right direction, I hope we'll have the patience to let them take place.
I agree with that, Bino, because that's kind of what I was getting at. Because, look, there's very little doubt that you've upgraded yourself on defense. There's also very little doubt that unless you hit some home runs in the transfer portal, you got a shot at going 6-6 next year.
We could be moving in the right direction, but the record could be bad.
That's correct. And I wonder if our fans, and more particularly the big money boosters, if I was Josh Heupel, and I'm not here to give anybody advice, I would go right to Mike Keith. I'd say I want to sit down for an interview with you, and I would do what Lumbus said they ought to do, which is, hey, look, this is going to be a rough year next year, but we're committed. Maybe even we're going to just play our young quarterbacks and work on getting those guys better. And, hey, I'm asking for some patience from the fans. I got the picture loud and clear. What happened against Vanderbilt was gross and disgusting and not acceptable. And I'm going to wake up every day for that to never happen to us again. I think fans would listen to that. I think fans would receive that. This guy's not going to do that, unfortunately. But that's what I would do if I were him. I would try to control the message.
Yeah, Mike Keith would be a good voice, a good venue to allow that to happen too. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I agree.
Go right on that YouTube show he has. Yep.
All right, boys. Hey, Happy New Year to you guys, man.
Hey, same to you, brother. You're a bright
Happy
light.
New Year, Lee.
We love you, Lee. Many happy returns. We'll do a by the way, we're going to do a winners and losers next week. This being the holiday, and we're on the holiday, kind of didn't work out this week for us to do it, but next week we'll be back. We'll be breaking down the playoff games. We'll be breaking down probably drop one on Wednesday. We'll be doing the playoff games, which are on Thursday, right, guys? Is that right?
Thursday and Friday.
Yeah.
Thursday and Friday.
Friday night, Thursday night, 7:30.
Hey, Bino, come sit in with Brian us. You were great last time, Bino. I got a lot of good, what's the word? Good feedback on you, man.
And I was 0-3 again.
That's all
right. Bino, you were much better than me.
I appreciate that, Tony. My thing is I'm actually on there talking about something I really know nothing about. I don't have any reason why I play the games that I do.
Barbara Streisand. You had some good plays. What do you mean?
Then I'll have some good plays, but I don't know why.
Well, who cares? For good plays are good plays. You're a smart guy.
I'll come on there and entertain, Tony.
That's all.
Yeah, I got to thinking. I come on here on Monday and Friday and halftime and don't know what I'm doing either, so might as well do that too.
Well, now we're talking. I couldn't agree with that more. I like that thing you slid in there. You know, Signetti kind of reminds me of another loudmouth Italian that I, first time I heard him, I thought, what an asshole. I mean, really? Here I am over here trying to be trying to make myself better this year, and you're trying to pull me into the dark side. My first real heat's going to be with you this year, Bino. And it's January 2. Punk and clown. Let's go back to the phones. I really am glad that people are pointing out that fresh blood, new blood is a really good thing, isn't it? Fresh blood is a great thing.
No question, yeah. Tony. No question. And you're right. That's what everyone's been craving for. I tell you who I'm really, really happy for.
Yep.
And that's Pete Golding. I don't know that Pete Golding is the long-term answer.
Right.
And I think Lane Kiffin I think he's a terrific football coach.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Pete Golding is about his players, and I think Lane Kiffin's about Lane Kiffin.
God. I couldn't agree more with that. Just the fact that Lane Kiffin tried to talk his way into that set. He just has to be seen. He has to be the show. If you watch him on the sidelines, he's got to run on the field after touchdowns and prance around because he knows the camera's on him. Do you believe Lane Kiffin's one of those guys, Bino, that goes back and watches himself on television afterwards? You believe
it wouldn't shock me
at
all.
I would take the over on that.
He has to post pictures of himself doing hot yoga.
Well, there you go.
That says about everything you need to know.
There you go. And the fact that Jimmy Section, who is a disgrace, okay, negotiated into his LSU contract that LSU has to pay him for every playoff win that this team accrues is disgusting. That is repulsive and reprehensible. And horrendous.
Is he getting paid for Ole Miss's playoff wins?
That's correct. A ton of money, Bri. And you like the guy,
that's some of the easiest money he'll ever make because he didn't have to do anything.
And you like the guy, Bri. You're for the guy. Bino and I are against the guy, although I do think he's a good coach.
Thought it was interesting when Mark said that if Lane Kiffin's coaching in the playoffs, they probably get beat.
I think Mark and him have broken up.
I thought that was really interesting.
Is Mark going to shack up, you think, with...
Maybe Lane Kiffin will block Mark on Twitter next.
Well, is he going to shack up with Reverend Freeze before it's over, Bino? What's going to happen here?
That'll not happen. That will not happen.
Were you surprised by that he went in on Lane today? Because I thought I was trying to exacerbate him a little bit.
Yeah, he was on your side today.
I know, it was weird. So
you little curveball there.
Yeah, he swerved me. As they say in wrestling. But let's go back to the phones. I want to remind you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, make it your New Year's resolution to win. Win with VIP Play. Your VIP Play welcome bonus is yours. You bet $20. Look, we got 4 games today, 5 on each. Boom. You can get $100 in bonus bets instantly. The phrase that pays and the promo code to use is TNTony. Again, TNTony, and several folks have, and I appreciate the support because we're just having fun. A few dollars here or there. Nobody getting rich doing it. But it's fun. Make some of these meaningless bowl games today. You got a little skin in the game. Have a little fun. Bino and Bri, do you guys have any suggestions from today? Any special thoughts on today? Bronny boy?
Well, I think tonight you're going to have 2 games going on at the same time that are kind of interesting. Arizona and SMU are playing in the Holiday Bowl in Mississippi State and Wake Forest. Mississippi State is 5-7, and they're actually laying points. So I'm kind of intrigued by both those 2 games, and really all 4 games sort of have a little bit of appeal to me.
Yep.
It's the last. Think about this. This is the last of college football we're going to see before the semifinal. There's only, I guess, count them up, 7 more games left to watch of college football this year.
Are you counting the Monday night game, the championship
and 8
game?
Well, actually 8 games, counting that. So we're down to the very end. Soak it in and get all in that you can.
And that's the Monday night game, which is going to be down in Nashville. And I'm calling road trip on that one. But if you want to get in, 865-200-5402. But I do want to shout out my friends at VIP Play. They're live always, 200 leagues. Numerous bet types available to you, props, options, the whole thing. Everybody gets treated like a VIP over at VIP Play. Gambling problem, 800-889-9789, 21 and over, located in the great state of Tennessee to place a bet. Bino, question for you with the portal upon us. Are you looking for a kicker, or is that an overreaction?
No, we absolutely need a kicker, Tony.
They should get the Illinois kicker who entered the portal, I believe.
How about the kid last night from Western Kentucky?
Oh, man.
Western Kentucky. You don't think Lane Kiffin knows how to find football players? I mean, we pick
that kid hit 2 bombs and then just walked out there and split it. Bino, on the biggest field goal he's ever kicked in his life.
Bino, that first one he hit, and his body language was, he looked like one of those things that you see on the back of some trailer hitches with the testicles. You know the gold testicles or the silver testicle things you see, Bino? That's what that kid looked like.
Yeah.
Those things were dragging the ground last night. Okay? I mean...
Yeah, he needs to go play for South Florida Bulls.
I'm talking about he got big bowels.
Only 2 coaches have more playoff wins than Pete Golding: Nick Saban and Kirby Smart.
Wow.
Bino, how much fun would it be if we could get in that spot where those songs are?
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Are we close to that, Bino, or far away?
No, we're pretty far away, Tony. I know it's hard to, and, you know, I know we played that Georgia team off their feet, but you watch these teams, and especially the way they defend, it's right now we look like we're in a different stratosphere.
I think that's the thing that surprised me most is how defensive the game is right now. Because the offenses feel like in college football they're way ahead. But, man, these games are all locked down defensively. They're all locked down defensively.
Yeah.
It's like that across sports. You see basketball in the tournament becomes more – defensive stops become more important. Teams that score a lot of points do well to get to 65, 70. And baseball, it's pitching. The games you don't see balls flying all over the yard and out of the yard the way you would in the regular season.
There's a couple people on YouTube saying that the chatter is that the Boley kid's going to go to Arizona State. I like him. I think he's a nice player. And that the other kid, Sam Levitt's going to go to Kentucky. Now, Tony, you told us that Sam Levitt's one of the 2 guys that Tennessee targeted, really interested in. Yes, that's true. We're going to lose a quarterback to Kentucky? Yeah. And I'm glad. You don't need to be paying $4 or $4.5 million like Kentucky is. Maybe even $5 million. Just to flex and show everybody that you have a football program. That's a loser move. That is a loser move by Kentucky. Putting those kinds of resources in a quarterback to play behind the offensive line they have is about the most damn idiotic thing in the whole wide world. Can I get an amen from the congregation?
Amen.
I hope you're right.
I wouldn't
want him.
Amen. I wouldn't want him. I don't think Kentucky comes out the better of that trade, Bino. Do you?
Especially if he's hurt.
And he is hurt, Bri.
He'll get hurt worse playing up there.
It's going to take him 6 months to heal, at the very minimum.
Kentucky comes out better than that trade than Levitt, other than his bank account.
Yep. Levitt's the winner in that till he has to go out there and just get hammered. If he's healthy. If I'm going to spend that kind of money, I sure as heck am going to spend that kind of money on somebody that I can trust. But let's go back to the phones and get our next call in. And hi, welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony, what's up?
Hey, Richard, welcome in.
Oh, wonderful, Tony. Today's my birthday.
Happy birthday to you, brother.
Happy birthday, Richard.
Thank you. Thank you. Like you, Tony, just turned 60 today. So
I'm 59. It's an easy killer.
Hey, I knew you. I knew you was right there at the same age as me, 59, 60. But yes,
y'all still born in the same year, Richard. Don't let him mess with you.
You're smarter, Richard, than I am.
Oh man, I tell you what boy, this is fun. I mean, what's going on now in college football is much better than free agency in pro football.
Oh, it's crazy. It's anarchy.
Yes, exciting, man. I tell you what. First of all, let's talk defense. Love it, Tony. I think there's been a few of us that has been on the bandwagon even before last year's defense had a good year. But even last year, we talked about against the really good teams that we failed miserably. That some of us have been saying we need to make a change for several years on the defensive staff. I just thought we were very, very easy to read by an offensive coach, especially that had some pretty good talent. I never thought we were very well coached in a lot of places. And then watching this week of football games and watching the elite defenses play, it's been a lot of fun. It shows you one thing: it don't matter what you may have in the back end of your defense if you don't have guys up front that disrupt the offense, whether it's the running game, the quarterback, whatever. If you're not disrupting what they're trying to do, you're not going to succeed. And I have to give Ole Miss a lot of credit for that. Their two defensive tackles, when they needed stops, their two defensive tackles came up big, and they disrupted Georgia a lot in that game. And it just shows you, again, our weakness this year, that we were too light in the middle. And when you're that light in the middle and you're just not creating any havoc or any push like you need to, the quarterback's got free reign, and it makes a difference in football. Because it really don't, like I said, now you're putting all the pressure on your linebackers and your safeties to play perfect because your front guys are getting pushed around. It's kind of like now we just, y'all just said Herring jumped into the portal, right? Yep. I wonder, Tony, if the coaching staff called him in and said, well, we just watched the Illinois offensive linemen push you all around and cave you down and allow the edge for them to run all day on you. You're too light the britches. We got to get somebody who can anchor at defensive end position, but yet still get up the field.
I do think conversations like that are going on all over the country.
It is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, I'm not going to just get on to coaches' evaluations on everything and missing on high school kids. Like I'm not blaming Heupel for missing on Nico. Even the great Nick Saban wanted Nico worse than anything. And you miss on blue chip players. Some of them just never are cut out to play major college football for various reasons, and so you just miss on kids that are very talented, and kids are getting paid good money, and you're missing on them. That's like you said. Talk about Lane Kiffin. I mean, he was giving his job to that Simmons guy. Man, we see what kind of horrible quarterback he was. Missed on him, but yet he got bailed out. He got fortunate that he got the kid out of the portal at the last minute, and the kid balled out. And what an amazing game that kid played last night. He carried that team, getting away from all the sacks that they could have gotten and then delivering the ball down the field. Just tremendous. Love seeing underdogs like that just play at a high level. And then watching Indiana. Wow, what a masterful football game they did on Alabama.
That coaching job by Indiana is one for the ages. That was like a clinic, and their team is so well coached. They do nothing to hurt themselves. Nothing.
They are. No, they execute. They execute at a high level, and even when Alabama made some defensive plays on them, the quarterback, at the very beginning of the game, Alabama was getting to him, getting him off the spot, sacking him. No panic in him, no panic in his offensive line. They realized the mistakes they made. They fixed it and moved on to the next series, and then the next series. And that's, again, a well-coached team who can go over there, okay, they did this stunt, we're going to fix it, we're going to do this, and we're going to be better next time we get the ball. And that's football in a nutshell, is good teams are going to make plays against you, but it's how well you go over there with your staff and your players, and you get it on film that you have and what they can do, and you fix it and you go and execute the next time you get it. Because that's what makes really good coaching and really good coaching staffs is how you fix things when you're over there on the sideline with your kids after you just had a series. And wonderful. Like I said, I loved it. I can't wait. I'll be in Tuscaloosa in a few weeks with my customers, so it'll be quite interesting when I'm down there to get all the chatter coming out of T-Town. I have a feeling that today is full of callers probably calling in ready to get rid of the board. What do you think?
I mean, Bino, they're just not used to that, are they? Like what the rest of us are used to? It just doesn't happen in Alabama. They just don't get owned.
No.
Nobody
No,
does that.
they don't. They're not accustomed to it, and they've got zero patience for it
And they got
because
zero
of
patience. Yeah.
success.
Yeah. I mean, we've gotten whacked here a time or 20, but, after a while, you don't even feel it. They're not. That's just not who these people are, man.
No, absolutely. And they're not going, Tony, they will not put up with it down there. I can promise you that there's a lot of hard covers. You think Josh had some hard conversations after Vanderbilt whooped us in Knoxville? I can tell you, they're even worse going on in Tuscaloosa today. And it's coming from their big boosters. I can promise you they're calling the AD.
No doubt about it. I think it's the greatest thing in the world, man.
Hey, real quick, what's the spread tomorrow in the basketball game? What are we underdog by?
I don't know. I would imagine
3 points,
3.5, yeah, something like that. Yep.
Yeah, Arkansas is a good basketball team. I think the one place we match up with them that they've given people trouble this year is they have size as well that can play.
Yeah.
So this would be the first time or a couple times where they've gone up against a team that can match them physically inside. Where they've kind of bullied a lot of other teams that didn't have the post
1.5 is the spread.
Wow, 1.5. That's surprising.
I thought it'd be over maybe 4 to 5 myself.
Wow.
Yeah. So to me, the key is that their true freshman point guard, that guy's an NBA player. He's so good. So you hope he's off, and we put a good game plan on him, and he's just off on his shooting, because if he is, I think we can go down there and get the victory. But if he's on, man, he's such a wonderful guard, man. He's gonna make a lot of money in the NBA.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the game's going to be interesting tomorrow. Richard, I appreciate you. We'll be on with you tomorrow. Garza Law, Tennessee basketball overtime. Arkansas's got excellent guard play, as Griff talked about today in the blog, and Griff's three-pointers, Mark Griffin, who will be joining us on Tuesdays, by the way, going forward. Carter Knox from Tampa is an excellent wing. Billy Richmond's another wing they have. Richmond's a guy that if Tennessee gives him space on defense will dunk over people, and he'll get that crowd on its feet. Trevor Brazil is somebody Tennessee can exploit tomorrow. He's their big guy down low. He's a fairly skinny fella. The keys for Tennessee are they've got to win their matchups. So Carey's got to be good inside. Ament has to respond tomorrow and come out of his shell. I can promise you, Calipari, they're going to pressure him when he touches the basketball. And they're going to shove him around some because it's going to be in their building. Carey and Estrella need between 20 and 25 combined tomorrow for Tennessee to win that game. And then the Vols have to be better on defense. Boys, any final thoughts? You guys have been incredible.
Yeah, among SEC coaches, Pete Golding is only trails Nick Saban and Kirby Smart. That's among SEC coaches only. Because Dabo obviously has more.
You mean playoff wins?
Yeah, playoff wins is what I'm talking about.
Hard to win a playoff game, guys. What must it be like?
Yeah, especially when the only ones that could ever get there were Alabama and Georgia.
Amen.
And Ohio State, Clemson, and Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
Bino, what must it be like to be a Mississippi fan and your tradition was Archie Manning and Archie who? And now all of a sudden you're in the Final Four. How dizzying do you think that is for those people?
I'm not sure it'll ever be any better, Tony. That has to be some heady stuff going on down there. They have to be giddy.
I love every minute of it.
Me too.
We are Ole Miss. What a weird thing to say into a microphone, but I really hope those kids win it.
Blame Francisco.
And if they don't win it, I like to see Indiana win it. I don't want Oregon to win it. Screw Oregon. And then Miami.
Any outcome you could come up with, I'm fine with. Any of the teams.
Miami won enough. No offense to the Miami fans. I thought you liked us. No, I just thought Ohio State sucked. I don't like
Go
you.
Rebels.
I don't
Go
care about
Hoosiers.
you. Beanstar, what happens tomorrow to our basketball team? Win, lose, or draw?
I think we'll probably drop tomorrow's game. I think it's one of the
Well, hang on. Dave's on hold. Hang on.
one of the toughest spots that we have to play in all year long against a good basketball team. But I think we'll drop tomorrow's game, but that won't be anything devastating.
One more caller in our overtime to the overtime, Bino. You're going to want to take this one.
All right. Put Dave up here.
And this is why this is what we're doing in the new year. Look, here it is. 5 after an overtime period that I really didn't want to do. Laura said, promise me you're not going to do an hour today. And I promised her, Dave. And so I did an hour and probably 10. So I kept my promise, right, Dave? Dave, are you there?
I'm here.
I kept my promise, didn't I?
Yeah. Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yep.
We can, Dave.
Okay. This new blood, old blood, I only care about orange blood. And if we're in it, I don't give a shit about Indiana or Alabama. I want us to be in it. I could care less. This is not an Indiana or Alabama show. I could care less about the new blood, old blood crap. There's no Tennessee blood in it. And here's another problem I got with Heupel. You say we have so many needs. Why do we have so many needs, Tony? Where's the talent off the 23 class? Where's the talent from the 24 class? These guys have been poor evaluators of high school talent, and they've been poor in developing these kids. Let's just admit that. Let's admit that Heupel has done better with guys that have already been developed. He brought in McCoy. He brought in a bunch of defensive tackles that have been good here. The Peely kid, you said he was going to be a good player. Where's the kids he's recruited out of high school? Can y'all answer me that?
I mean,
hello.
Ricky Gibson was okay before he got hurt. Trying to think on the defensive side of things. A lot of those defensive linemen developed, obviously. I guess you're going to overlook those guys.
What defensive linemen?
On offense, it's been kind of curious because I'm not sure if his wide receivers have developed. Staley's developing as a slot receiver. He's in the process of developing. Pretty good freshman year for him. Brazell was a transfer, to your point. Mike Matthews looks like a safety playing wide receiver to me. No offense to say he's not going to knock any doors down, but I hope he takes a step forward next year. The wide receivers he inherited from Pruitt turned out to be better than the guys he signed so far. He had 7 go into the portal last year, which kind of makes your point. Quarterbacks, let me think. Well, he brought in Nico. We don't know how Nico was going to develop. Maybe Nico made a mistake. Maybe Nico really was going to take the next step this year. Who knows? Offensive linemen. I mean, look, Perry developed this year. I guess they had another signee that played some this year, but
I'm bad at this because my memory's bad. Dylan Sampson was Offensive Player of the Year, right?
Thank you.
In the SEC,
very good.
brought him in.
Yep.
Sampson and Pierce. That's
Pierce
been
a
it.
nice player. No, it's not. That's it. That's not true. Come on, man. Why is everything got to be so like black and white, in and out, up and down? And Dave, you know you're watching the playoffs.
Well, I'm watching them, but Indiana. I mean, they're good, but it's Tennessee. When are we going to be? It's just like I don't want to get into it all again today, but we shouldn't have that many needs. The last 3 classes have been number 11, and number 7.
Dave, you missed the New Year's resolution, didn't you?
What's that?
Be a kind, gentle, more refined, more patient caller. That was my New Year's resolution for you.
Well, I have to sit here and I have to watch teams like Ole Miss and Indiana, and then Miami come back from the grave, and where are we? 8-5.
Dave, we were 10-2 last year. Come on, man. We were in the playoffs last year, Dave. Come on.
And then since Coach Barnes has been here, Alabama, South Carolina, and Auburn have gone to Final Fours.
Bino, listen to his dog. Even his dog sounds negative. His dog's over there ripping the neighborhood dog, screaming, "You're never going to get it done," across the fence, Bino. Across the fence line.
I think it is alarming that you're going into year 6 with as many needs as we have.
Oh, don't feed this guy. Don't feed him.
I will agree with that. Now, on the basketball side, maybe this is just me. But I would love to see us play. I would love to see us be in a Final Four. But that doesn't determine what I think about the quality of our basketball program. We've got a quality basketball program that just hasn't made it to the Final Four. And we don't have to make it to the Final Four for me to enjoy a season. If we did, I'd be miserable all the time because I've never seen it.
Oh, I enjoy the ride for the year. I just like to get there. When is that?
I would too. Yeah.
We're in Tennessee. I had to sit here and watch last year, or year before last, North Carolina State make another Final Four.
Oh, Dave.
And when is it our time? I had to watch in 2017 South Carolina go on some match going, and they were a terrible basketball program. When is our time when shots start falling and, we get hot like that? Just hadn't happened for us.
Maybe this year is the year where our freshman puts 30, 30, 30, and 30 together, and we're in the Final Four. What do you think?
Well, I hope so. You all have a great day.
Yeah, I will.
See, Dave, Happy New Year.
Yeah, God, Happy New Year to you. Enjoy your arsenic.
Sunshine.
Meet the new year, same as the old year.
I mean, you talk about a real, just absolute commodian. That Jeff Lynne song, "Don't Bring Me Down," if it was written for Dave, would be, "Bring me down, bring me down, Dave. Bring me down, Dave. Bring me down." Everything's negative. I don't care about the damn playoff. You guys celebrate the sport. I don't give a damn. Ball's on it, and I don't care. And then he proceeds to say, "But I'm watching these playoffs." Now, which one is it, Dave? Are you watching the playoffs or are you not watching the playoffs? Do you give a damn or do you not give a damn? But you know enough to comment. And here, all those years, those nuns told me that empty barrels make the most noise. What did they know? Any other final thoughts for us, Beanstar or Brystar?
It's 2:13. That's my final thought.
Love y'all.
I had
Peace
my
on the streets.
final thought 30 minutes ago.
Enjoy your weekend.
See y'all. Talk to you tomorrow after
Love
the
you,
game.
Tony.
When the game ends, when news breaks out, we break in. When the game ends, we break in. Tomorrow, maybe we'll do a little Garza Law, Tennessee basketball overtime, and a little portal conversation if we get some intel between now and then. But that stuff's going to be flying fast and frenzy and frenzy and fast and frenzy and all that stuff. Or whatever I'm trying to say. But we love you. It's incredible. You all been a great audience. We've been a lot of fun. We've had fun today. Let's see here. What did Laura do with my wire? That's what he said. There it is. Love you, love your show. Happy New Year to everybody. Appreciate you. Peace. found TonyBasilio.com, home of the Tony Basilio Show. In just a few minutes, we'll be right with you with another award-winning, action-packed edition of your Tony Basilio Show. You found Radio Free Tennessee. Your Tony Basilio Show will begin momentarily. Keep it locked in right here at TonyBasilio.com and on your Tony Basilio app. And hey, do us a favor. Spread the word.